Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
First half, they just need one. He's going to try to get to the edge. The edge is taken away, and now Fields reverses Field, and he's got plenty of room. Justin Fields sprinting, makes a cut, another cut, all the way to the end zone. Lee trying to quickly answer the electric touchdown by Fields. Achan eludes a tackler and scores. Miami does answer. Hicks throws, completes. Sutton, big play. Spun down inside the 20. Out to his right, looking for somewhere to go. And it's picked. Intercepted by Demetrius Knight.
You know, outside the building, you might hear a lot of people say, well, this team's this team's that. You really never know which version of that team's going to show up. You could only control yourself. And so making sure that our guys have the best version of ourselves showing up. You know, I believe last year, Michigan State coming off the bye, they came out and they beat Iowa in Iowa City, which is a hard thing to do. That's a good football team. So Jonathan Smith is an excellent coach. They'll have their team ready. We have to have our team ready. And I think that's the biggest thing. And you saw a lot more close games going down to the wire, coming down to one play. And so in a game where, you know, our game came down to probably one play, not saying we're a play away, but came down to one play, you know, our guys have to make sure that they're ready to play so every player can chase their one play and aggregate, you know, 20, 30 better plays.
Good morning. Welcome into Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centrist Federal Credit Union. That's Austin. I'm Ravi here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, Austin?
I'm obsessed with Cam Ward's phrase from Sunday.
I'm going to keep...
I can't stop saying it. I can't. Because ever since yesterday's show, I can't help myself.
We're going to keep a buck right now. We ask.
I've been using it in every facet of my life. I might start using it at work.
I think we should.
Anytime Sasha's like, hey, what happened to this interview? Did we get this posted? I'm just going to respond with...
we keeping a buck right now, we ask.
That's my goal. I'm going to go for that.
Here's what I like about that phrase. Okay? A, it's just funny.
Yes.
It's funny. B, he's taking accountability.
Yeah.
He's not shirking any responsibility for this. It's not something we would ever hear Scott Frost say, for sure.
We're 2 minutes in. How is that possible?
We talked about accountability.
We're talking about a guy,
strike,
Miami, Florida. Like, we're not even in the right part of the state.
Yeah. Right state, though. Right state. I'm going to keep it a buck. We ass.
Their indies are tough.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the indies.
Now, that actually, do you think that would have went over well if old Scofro would have said that back in the day?
What?
I'm going to keep it a buck. We ass.
Honestly,
like after the onside kick, he just...
Honestly,
just goes for it.
I would have respected it more.
Yeah,
I really would.
Assuming it'll be really good.
Yeah, see, that actually would have been much better than him saying every week that it was the best practice.
Best practice we ever had.
I'd be like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Practice was ass.
Yeah, it was bad, guys.
Might have exaggerated puking a little bit.
At least the parts of practice that I saw, which may have been limited, we ass.
It is funny though that just Cam Ward's
keeping a buck right now. We ass.
Cam Ward's stock keeps rising. But yet
and
his
team
terrible. Is ass. Like,
terrible.
I can't quantify. Like, I wasn't around for like Peyton Manning's rookie year, but obviously everybody was like, oh, well, he's still good. He threw like 30 picks.
No, he was very bad as a rookie. Yeah.
But the team was also bad, right? But then they turned around so quickly. I don't think the Titans are going to be doing that anytime soon. They are.
So here's the problem.
Not good.
Is their head football coach pretty bad, Mr. Callahan. Not Callahan Auto Parts, and certainly not Bill Callahan.
Well, on staff though.
That would be Brian.
Yes.
Brian Callahan. Not great.
Yeah.
Pretty bad as a football coach, it seems like. So that's problem number one. They're probably gonna have to get rid of that guy. Problem number two, it's not a very good roster.
They have, I mean, listen, as a team of a bad franchise myself, we're a tier above, we being the Carolina Panthers. We are a tier above the Tennessee Titans, however.
Are you?
We are.
Do you feel confident saying that?
I do. Go head for head and see what we got. You got the Titans roster there?
I don't have the roster up. I have their record up right now.
Okay.
I mean, listen, the Titans nearly beat Denver last week.
Nearly?
Or week one, excuse me, 20-12. I don't know how Denver is this year.
They did just put belt to ass yesterday.
Yeah, Cincinnati is horrifying.
Yeah, it's an FCS team.
Yeah,
without Joe Burrow.
Without Joe Burrow, that's a horrifying franchise. The whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
incarnate word out there.
They did lose 26-0 to Houston this past week, which is bad.
Well, I was looking into that game.
Yeah.
Just because again, I was fascinated with Cam Ward. Tennessee and Houston didn't get into the red zone until the third quarter, like combined. That had to be one of the worst football games in history. Just watching both your teams not be able to move past midfield and then punt, and then just keep watching it back and forth. Well, I guess we do have the Cy-Hawk game every year, so I guess
I was going to say, just you sound like you're describing Iowa, Minnesota. I'm just like, oh, man, this is – and literally every Iowa-Rutgers game until last week.
That is true.
Every Iowa-Rutgers game for all of time, I believe. I haven't looked this up, but I'm confident it's true.
All time.
Has been just get to about the 40, punt, get to about the other 40, punt, and then just playing the field position game until someone makes a mistake. Until this year when they're like, hey, we're going to score 42 points in 16 minutes.
Yeah, but then they were like, whoa, hold on. We're going too fast.
And then they're like, that is a century's worth of points for us. We're not going to score for 2.5 quarters and make every over better, which if you bet the over in Rutgers, Iowa, go get help.
But you're there for fun.
No, go get help.
No, you're having fun. You're having a good time.
Iowa overs are never fun. No one's ever having a good time betting an Iowa over.
You're praying for defensive touchdowns.
Yeah, you're like special teams. You're like, hey, Jet Award winner, Weechin, let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go get it. No, nobody who's ever bet. If you've ever bet an Iowa Rutgers over, like there are resources out there to help you.
Okay, so speaking of Iowa, was it Wamka that had the hit out of bounds on Mendoza, where the entire Indiana sideline like swarmed him and everyone tried to like get into a fight and whatnot?
I don't remember who made the hit.
Yeah.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I don't know. It felt like we had like a lighter week. Like we had, for as many highlighted big games, I felt like we had a lighter week of like bigger issues because we had like the Virginia field storming. I felt like that, like the Indiana hit like out of bounds wasn't as big of a deal as like what it could have been. And I guess the other one would have been maybe the non-targeting call in Penn State, Oregon. It felt good. Like I don't think we had a lot of controversy in football this past week.
Well, I think it helps that a lot of the big games weren't necessarily like rivalries.
That's fair. Yeah.
You know, I think
Penn State, Oregon, notable rivalries.
Yeah, famous Big Ten rivalry.
Yes.
Penn State, Oregon. You know,
they should neutral site that game every year.
It should.
North Dakota State
just
have Fargo.
Just play it in Minnesota. Just play it at the Viking Stadium. It's fine. Like just meet halfway. Nobody needs to do that.
Yeah.
No.
If Schaefer allows it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just have like your regular. Nebraska did their Jiha little visit.
Jiha.
Same thing. See, this is however I sound when I say that is how everybody who says GIF sounds to me.
Like the peanut butter?
No.
Oh.
Like the GIF.
Oh, okay.
People who sound GIF, I just want to smack them.
I used to be on the GIF train just so that way I could, be different, but I realized that it's not fun to be different. It's fun to be right.
Yeah, it is fun to be right. So. And also like I'm stunned that you did something just because you're like, I think this would bother people.
Why do you think I'm a Panthers fan?
Why are you a Panthers fan?
Coolest uniforms in Madden 06. Worst decision of my life.
Yeah, that's a tough hang.
Thanks, Jake Delhomme.
You know
Appreciate
who had
I watched it came up on my Instagram reels like naturally. It was the 2005 Super Bowl, and they were like, "Do you know what the longest touchdown pass in Super Bowl history is?" And I'm like, "Yes, Jake Delhomme to Musin Muhammad. I do know that." And so we watched the play. I was sitting next to Dr. Fiance, and I was like scrolling through. I was like, "Do you know this?" She was like, "Why? I don't. What am I supposed to do with this information?" And then she asked me. She was like, "Well, they must have won yesterday, then, right?" And I said, "No. To keep it a buck, we ass."
Speaking of uniforms, I probably at some point some poor child last night became a Dolphins fan because those uniforms were absolutely on fire.
Or they became a medical doctor after seeing a knee pop out.
Yeah, I didn't know if the knee popped out or if his leg was shattered. Whatever happened. Not great.
I got back from Big Game Chain softball, and I had told the doctor in the household, I was like, "Hey, there's a big injury in Monday Night Football." And then she perked up. She was like, "Oh, let me see." And I, too, had thought, because I saw it in passing. I was like, I think he just broke his leg.
Yeah.
Like in two different places. And she looks at it. She's like, "Dislocated knee." Okay. How did you know?
So you take all the fun out of this game.
Yeah. And it almost partly, it reminded me of your conversations with DB on this said show. Because she was just like, "No, see, the leg wouldn't turn like that if it was broken because it's in the wrong spot if it were broken. See, it's at the knee."
Yeah.
So she was like, torn ACL for sure, maybe some blood vessel issue, but definitely a dislocated knee. And maybe there could be a chip or like something in that patella. What? What are you talking about? How did you get that from getting tackled from behind? Like, where did all that come from?
I mean, I think if I had to guess, it came from the fact that his leg was pointed in the wrong direction.
Right, yeah.
And his foot was flopping around like a freshly caught fish.
Yes.
It was bad.
It is one of those things, though, that, like, obviously you don't want to, like, see those type of injuries, but it is hilarious when they do happen that everyone becomes a doctor immediately.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's an Achilles.
Every time there's an Achilles or an ACL, I'm on it.
Yeah.
I am on it.
I would like to – we need to bring back, like, the Twitter – like, we should get a high-definition video of the Kevin Ware injury.
Oh,
and
God,
everyone
no.
be like, that's a broken leg.
No, no one needs a high-definition video of the Kevin Ware injury.
That was crazy.
At
People
all.
forget about that. That was crazy.
It's the first time I've seen someone's bone outside of their leg on live television.
That was March Madness, wasn't it?
Horrifying, yes, because it had one of those goofy-ass courts where it's, like, elevated above the bench, and that's what happened. He, like, stepped off. He stepped off into the hinterland.
Oof.
Yeah, not great. Not ideal. Still gives me the willies a little bit to think about.
Is that the worst injury you've seen? Like, on, like, live sports?
I saw Willis McGahee live.
Oh, yeah.
The Willis McGahee knee was pretty brutal.
Was it
that was in the national championship game.
Who was the South Carolina running back?
Oh,
is that Lattimore?
So
You know what I'm talking about?
Was it a running back, or there was also Laquan Treadwell had a horrible broken leg for South Carolina?
Yeah. He was Ole Miss. Laquan Treadwell.
Ole Miss, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Lattimore was South Carolina.
It was Marcus Lattimore from South Carolina. That was brutal.
His knee exploded
because he got like tabletopped and then like hit on the side. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, his knee exploded.
Isaac Laquan Treadwell's was bad. Yeah. Now we're just bringing up trauma. Let's get it all out Tuesday morning.
Treadwell was brutal. He's the one that ran into the cart, wasn't he? In the back of the end zone. I thought he was going.
Do I Google this? I'm not really recalling what you're talking about.
I think I remember, if that's the one it is, I remember where I was when that one happened. I was at a Buffalo Wild Wings watching football, and I was like, oh my God, I think his leg exploded.
I'm going to watch this
after
this ad.
That seems quite a questionable decision.
Why?
This early morning.
Well, I had a fruit smoothie this morning. I'm sure I'll be fine.
I hope you have an empty stomach because
I had a banana too. That won't come up.
Good Lord.
Okay,
yeah.
So he's running to the 10, the 5. Oh, okay, yeah.
No, okay, so that wasn't that one. There's one.
This is where he gets dragged down from behind as he's moving forward.
Yeah, that's like the hip drop tackle.
I'm going to get out of there before I see it again.
That's the hip drop tackle that is now illegal in the NFL for good reason.
Before our time, but Todd did say Joey Theismann.
Yeah, that's one that people bring up a lot as a
when they'll play like I don't want to call it a highlight, but they'll have like the play and you can hear it like on the broadcast. You can hear like the bone snap. Ugh.
Yeah. Tim, why would you do that? It says more like Laquan Tread not well.
Well, he's fine now, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It definitely didn't ruin his entire career or anything like that.
He was still drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
Notable Viking great.
He was never the same. No, it was I'm trying to think if there's any other horrible ones I've seen.
I remember watching the Alex Smith one when he was in Washington.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't, like the play.
Some of them don't look that bad.
It looked like a big sack, but it didn't look like a terrible injury at first. And then it just became like a huge problem afterwards.
Yeah, it didn't look like, hey, we might have to amputate this guy's leg.
Yeah.
Which was closer to happening than I think we realized.
Isaac, did you?
No, what did
he said? I graduated with Laquan. I did my best to get him to Nebraska, but Hugh Freeze was giving NIL.
Well, I mean, listen, I think we all deep down know that when he had the #1 recruiting class in the country before NIL was legal at freaking Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had some ideas that like Laramie Tunsil and Robert Kimdiche and Laquan Treadwell may have been getting a little bit extra in their McDonald's bag when they're going through the drive-through. You know what I mean?
I wish we should do like 1 month of NIL where we go like old school, where it is like in McDonald's bags and you have to like meet someone somewhere.
Yeah, I just want to do parking lot drops.
Yeah, right? Or you get undisclosed packages at your apartment. Like I miss college football how it was. Bring it back.
1890. This would be an incredible like marketing ploy. Is if we just
do the video where it's just them driving, dropping bags off.
We made like a commercial series of like grainy video footage of people on like flip phone, cell phone cameras just driving by and leaving stuff beneath like park benches, like in McDonald's bags. Be like, here you go, buddy. And then just walking right on by.
Oh,
incredible.
God, that'd be perfect.
This would be like, hey, we do NIL old school.
Yep, that's right. No one does it like we do.
It just means more.
Exactly.
That,
TK says Kevin Ware isn't the worst one. Samir Atit.
oh, I'm
Atit? I'm not sure.
I'm unfamiliar with.
He said the French gymnast in the 2016 Olympics, leg bent in 4 places where it shouldn't. All right.
That's a deep cut. I'm not going to look that up.
Yeah, color me shocked that TK had a 2016 Olympics French gymnast on his injury list.
Honestly, DB probably would have had that in the Rolodex. I don't.
Probably.
I do not. That's not one that I've got right off the top of my head there. I'm trying to. The thing that bothers me about some of these injuries is you don't always necessarily see it live.
Yeah.
But the Theismann one made me think of that. Is when the other players react.
Oh yeah.
Like instant, like Lawrence Taylor in that video is like, I don't think it was drug related, but his eyes were enormous, and he was like, "Get over here!" He was like, "Get over here right now!"
Yeah.
Like he was freaking out. And it probably wasn't drug related because Shane, as we know, it never affected his play. So, the reaction to them is almost as bad sometimes if you don't have like a real clear angle initially.
Right.
The reaction freaks me out quite a bit because like when you see football players that see injuries all the time and they're like, oh my God, please get here immediately.
Right.
We actually had one of those in softball this summer.
Oh yeah, that's right. The dislocated ankle guy.
Yeah. So
I wasn't there for that game.
You weren't there for that game?
No, I think that was the day after the Ironman.
Oh,
I think so.
Well, that's a terrible excuse, but
okay. My bad.
I mean, no, you were there the day after the Ironman, or no, you were there the day after your marathon.
Yeah, that's right.
You do too many.
That's where I was like barely able to move, and
Yes.
people were like, "What happened to you?" And I was like, "I chose to do something terrible to my body."
Yeah, so did this guy because he slid in slow pitch softball. Bad move. Don't slide in slow pitch softball, kids. It's never worth it.
It's never. You're not getting paid.
It is never worth it.
There's no insurance for these things.
So he slides into third. I'm playing shortstop. Our dear friend Andy is playing third. I hear it break when he slides into third, and I immediately turn away and I turned to, I believe Anna Bellinghausen was playing shortstop or second, and I go, "Did I just hear that thing break?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure." So we're decently far away. I heard this thing snap. He's trying to get up, and Andy like puts his hand on his chest. He's like, "Nah, bud, don't. This is a bad. Don't do this. This is a bad plan." He did in fact snap the ankle. We saw him on crutches and all casted up. They had to put a plate in that thing.
Oh,
we saw him later that season.
See,
so moral of the story, kids, do not slide in slow pitch softball. It's never worth it.
I had an old high school football coach that anytime anyone got injured in practice, he'd be like, "All right, bring the horse doctor. Got to put this one down."
I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
No, I mean, it was a different time 10 years ago.
Sydney in 2015.
Yeah. We were just doing our thing.
What year did you graduate?
2016.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Naturally.
Well, yeah.
I didn't even know where Millard North was back then.
There's a lot of things you were unaware of.
I was
back in 2016.
Yeah. I was telling one of our when I was at softball last night. I was telling the videographer who's like
real softball, not slow pitch softball.
Yeah, first or second year in college now, and he's always fascinated about any city stories that I have.
Oh, yeah.
Because like Fetty Wap was playing, he goes, "Do you guys get this music out there?" Like, yes, music is available out in Western Nebraska.
1738.
Pretty much. And he was asking me, he was asking something like, well, how far do you have to drive to do anything? And I was like, well, we had stuff like in our town, like we could, do whatever. He just goes, yeah, but like fun stuff. Okay, Wyatt, whatever, man. Like,
gotta get to Omaha.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Kearney was the big city, right?
Kearney was the big city.
Kearney
yeah.
was like, ooh.
And then Anna was asking me, she was like, well, why didn't you go to like Omaha or everything? I was like, I didn't even consider Omaha. It was 7 hours from home. I wasn't going to drive that far.
Scary, big city. I mean, that's a big.
You know how many roundabouts are in this place? It's crazy. I do remember the very first time that I moved here, like almost a year, like a little over a year ago, and I was on Dodge at 5 p.m. I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Really?
Like, I can't handle this.
Yeah, this is too much.
And everyone's going fast, and then once you get used to everybody driving fast in Omaha, then you're good.
So you literally were the Onion article headline.
Yeah, I was going 55, and I was like,
a rural man overwhelmed by life in the big city of Omaha.
Yes.
That was Austin Jacobsen. Oof. It's all right.
Well, and then you had that dodge like extra the bonus lane like after 7 p.m. Thing's crazy. I hate that thing.
the hybrid lane.
Yeah, because then
like,
you have people like flying by you, and you're like, that has to be illegal. There's no way that. Why does he get to do that?
Can I be honest? The lane, was it like east of 72nd, where half the day goes one way, the other half the day goes the other way? I'll be honest, I still don't like that lane. I've been here my whole life. It just feels unnatural. I'm like, I never quite trust that everybody's gonna agree that this is the way it's going right now.
Yeah.
It's like, I get that. I get what the sign says. I also know people, and they're not great at reading. Let's get to TK here. I don't know. Shane, did you type this in here correctly?
I kind of liked it as Stro Dogs.
That doesn't help, actually. That doesn't.
Story Dogs.
Okay.
All right. Let's get TK.
That's good. Good talk, Shane. Let's get to TK.
He hung up. We'll have to get back.
TK. What the Halliburton?
What the hell? Why? Oh, Tyreek Hill. That's why we were talking about injuries.
Yeah, and ass, right? Like team's ass.
We're gonna keep it a buck.
I mean, we keeping a buck right now. We ass.
We ass. I'm glad you had that one ready. I'm a little disappointed you didn't have Lawrence Taylor ready for me, Shane.
It happens.
I'm just gonna be honest. Do you have TK ready for me?
I
now?
do have TK ready.
Let's get to TK here.
You gonna hang up again
on Hurrdat Sports Live? What's up, TK?
Good morning, fellas. How we doing?
We're doing
Hey,
all right.
TK, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm just my wife and I got another dog, so I'm watching my original dog try to beat him up.
Ooh, what kind of dog did you get?
Yeah. He's a mutt, but he's mostly he looks like some sort of mixture of a husky and a shepherd.
Oh God, good luck.
A mix of a husky and a
shepherd. Okay.
I love.
We got a high fence.
I love them both dearly, but your next. How old is it?
Like a little, like a quarter of a year from 2 years.
Oh, okay, that's a little better. As puppies, that's a lot.
Ravi. Yeah. So I wanted to tell. Nobody would have watched this live because nobody except for like our parents and loved ones came to our games really in NAIA football.
Oh yeah.
As an NAIA alum myself, I'm very familiar with the crowd sizes.
I think you guys were wrong. Hastings College, that place was packed to the brim.
Incredible basketball gym in Hastings.
It is. Yeah.
Really good gym.
My brothers both went to Hastings, and they were very, very loud and drunken very often. So
very good. Well, I mean, there's only 3 things to do in Hastings, and that's one of them. So
what about Sydney? Is it two things?
Okay, all right. Well,
2.5. 2.5.
No need for that. TK.
1.5 of them are drinking.
Well, you got
I was a child when I lived there.
Oh, you never drank in Sydney?
So
That's not what happened?
All right.
That does not matter for you, Mr. Frat Boy.
All right. Where did this happen? Where did this come from? How did that happen? What? We got to talk about this, TK. What you're just dropping in the chat every time I pop up on the show. Oh, Austin Frat Boy Jacobsen back on the show. What's going on?
Because were there actual frats at UNK?
Yeah, I was in one.
I'll say what frat did you belong to?
There we go.
What frat did you belong to?
Sigma Phi Epsilon, no big deal.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, then you're a frat boy.
People used to call me Mr. Sig.
It's just factual. I still love you. It's okay.
I love you too, TK. Thank you. Although the last time TK I messaged you was when Lagway was having his complete meltdown, and the message exactly was, TK, is Lagway just ass?
He was not keeping it
Cam
above.
Ward was a little too early.
Yeah, that is true. What if Lagway came? Would you like Lagway more if he came out and said, "I'll keep it a buck, I'm ass"?
I don't dislike him. I just don't think he's good.
Fair.
Like there's no vendetta against Lagway. It's just I don't think he's very good.
Fair. All right, TK, your NAIA injury.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, so we are beating the hell out of this team. It's one of the worst teams in our conference, and we kicked the ball off. We're trying to execute it's like a pooch, like a sky kickoff, because the only thing they did good was actually return kicks, and we kicked a lot of kickoffs that game. So we didn't want this guy to score any points. So we kick it. Our kicker kicks it up way high in the sky, and one of the up men runs back to try and get it, Meanwhile, one of the personal protectors is also running straight forward, looking straight up in the sky.
Oh, no.
They don't see each other. And it's like I am legitimately – it happens at the 40-yard line. I am on the 40-yard line looking straight at it, and we were all yelling, no, stop, stop. And then it sounded like somebody in the chat said there was an injury that sounded like a shotgun. It sounded like a shotgun went off.
Oh, no.
And one guy was completely cut out. He was out for several hours. He's fine now. And the other guy broke his neck and his left collarbone and something else. I forget. And that was only one of 6 injury breaks that game.
That's aggressive, TK. That's a lot.
That day was cursed. One of my teammates tore his ACL and MCL so bad that he had stitches up to like basically where your butt starts, you know, all the way from his knee to where his butt starts. That's how big the gas was that they had to go in. And he like single leg jumped off the field.
Well, good for him. I mean, way to tough it out there.
Yeah,
bud.
it was really hard to ever be hurt after that because our coach would yell, our guy almost had his leg amputated and you're laying on the field like a little weenie.
TK, appreciate the call, buddy. Good luck with the Husky Shepherd mix. That's going to be a lot.
Thank you. It's going okay so far. Have a good day, guys.
There you
You
go.
too, TK.
Yeah, Headley says that dog's going to eat his couch.
Also, like,
Probably not wrong.
I didn't know if it was an R thing or a stream thing or whatever it was, but Asian Wyatt asked what the noise was, and he asked if it was TK spanking something.
No, it was probably his new dog eating his couch.
Or eating the phone line. That could be it too.
One of my dogs is a German Shepherd mix. I don't know what he's mixed with, but
Another dog, hopefully.
it might be a coyote. I'm not 100% sure.
Can I pet that dog?
It might be part yote. It's not 100% clear. The place that I get my dogs from is up in Walt Hill, Nebraska. It's northeast of here. And
Western, but yeah.
It is on the Winnebago reservation. So there just happen to be a lot of dogs that are kind of running around. They're out in the wild. They, mate with whatever sort of looks like a dog. And that includes coyotes sometimes. And as Roggy grew up, we think he might be part coyote a little bit there. Good dog, real good dog. When he was a puppy, he did eat almost my entire apartment. I did not get my deposit back.
That's awesome.
He did eat a couch. He ate a coffee table.
Whoa.
He ate a good chunk of a mattress. Not ate, but destroyed. Like I don't think he swallowed most of it.
Yeah.
He ate all of the blinds up to the point he could reach at my patio, and they were like the hard plastic ones, like an apartment. It was terrible. So I can't imagine a Shepherd Husky mix. It's gonna scream at him a lot too.
I always like those videos of the Huskies just screaming at people.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, they're very talkative. Isaac says there's 2 Runza restaurants in Hastings, so there's 4 things to do there.
That is true. The Runzas there are actually pretty decent.
Can I say one of my worst Hastings experience ever? So we used to travel out there.
You could literally say anything.
I could, but this is definitely high on the list, and it's Runza related, Runza adjacent, if you will. I was out there for a basketball game, coaching, not playing, and we had put in our order like pre-game to go pick up our food on the way out of town, get our stuff, whatever, right? The Runza just closed.
As it does. I mean,
like it was, I guess they weren't busy.
Yeah.
And decided, hey, this order for 30 guys doesn't matter. They just closed. we were scheduled to pick it up at like 9:00. I think they were scheduled to be open until 10. They just closed at 8. So I called them when we were on our way at about 8:30, and they're like, oh no, yeah, we closed early. I was like, did something happen? Is everyone okay? And they're like, oh, we just were slow, so we closed it. And I was like, oh.
What about this gigantic order of food?
Heads up would have been good there. And they're like, Pizza Hut's open. Why don't you give them a call?
Yeah, hit the pizza buffet.
No, not the buffet. I just ordered like 15 pizzas, like 1 per 2 guys. I was like, let's go.
Yep.
Here we go. I got myself wings because I didn't want that trash pizza. But
yeah, I'm with you. The amount of people that put Pizza Hut high on their like tier list of chain pizzas, it's concerning. Very concerning.
Can I be honest with you? This might be a hot take.
Please.
I put Little Caesars above Pizza Hut.
I'd agree. I love me some Little Caesars.
I like Little Caesars.
Yeah.
I do. I genuinely enjoy it. It's not just the price. I think it's
cost
good.
per calorie, man. That's what I'm about.
I think it's good. It's not as good cost per calorie as Costco pizza.
Yeah.
But it is I think it's pretty good. Yeah. I prefer Little Caesars almost any like chain fast pizza.
I would take Domino's is high on my list because
I enjoy Domino's.
Yeah, we used to you can get hella discounts with that thing.
Yeah.
You just check out the coupon section of that website. Ooh, you can get any pizza almost for free.
Yeah, I got one for $6.99 the other day.
It's pretty good.
Pretty happy about it.
Listen, if I get a pizza for $7,
Rico said, if you get knocked out for a few hours, are you ever okay after that? I wanted to follow up with that.
Yeah.
He may have been like relatively okay. There's no way he came out of that like totally normal again, right?
I've been knocked out for a few hours before.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Got turned upside down against Scotts Bluff. KO'd.
Is that why you don't like Scotts Bluff?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
One of the many.
Yeah. My eyes were fluttering. As I was told, I was knocked out. My eyes were fluttering, and like they were like trying to like figure out. And these Scotts Bluff dudes were standing over top of me after they just knocked me out. And they were like, "You stay down," yelling other words at me that aren't safe for radio. And one of my friends,
we're not on radio. You can say whatever you want.
Well, they were like, "Stay down, pussy." I was like, "Okay, whatever." Yeah,
wow.
You told me to say it. You told me to say it.
I thought it was like an F-bomb. I didn't think it was okay.
So they were telling me
that might have been aggressive.
Yeah, come on. Everyone's mad at me. Great.
I thought we were gonna like a stay the F down.
No.
You know, like, I don't know.
Look what you did. Great. Now Sasha's gonna yell at me. I'm fired. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That was us.
Maybe.
Josh J says stuffed crust supreme pizza from Pizza Hut is great.
No,
I'm not a supreme.
No, Josh.
I'm not a supreme guy. Get those veggies off my pizza. I'm not doing that.
I don't order pizza to be healthy.
Yeah, no.
There's no part of the pizza that I can try to accentuate to be like, this is turning healthy.
Let's get some vegetables on there.
Yes.
No, absolutely not.
I can go for like if it adds like some sort of like flavor, I'm good for that. Like I'm not like I can add like barbecue chicken, throw a little red onion, banana pepper. I'm good with that.
I don't like a banana pepper. Not in for that. That's too close to a vegetable. I also just don't like the flavor of banana peppers.
That's fair. Yeah.
I do like a stuffed crust pizza. I don't think they have. There's not very many places that do a good stuffed crust pizza. That is where Domino's. They finally came out with a stuffed crust pizza. They fell short. It wasn't great.
Yeah, I'm not a stuffed crust pizza guy. I feel like I'm always disappointed.
Yeah, I always want it to be better than it is.
Yeah, like stuffed pretzels, most stuffed like cheese like stuffed pretzels, those are usually ended up pretty good. I kind of like the stretch on those things. A stuffed crust pizza never really hits.
It doesn't hit the way it's supposed to.
It's one of those childish things that you're just like, oh, a stuffed crust pizza, more cheese. Hell yeah.
Wyatt says Huskies are for people who love having energetic toddlers that are high on Red Bull around all day.
Yeah.
Good point. That's about right, I think. I don't know anything about the toddlers, but I have been around some Huskies and
you don't know about toddlers.
Whew. Oh, those things are a lot.
I've got a friend who's he's CSCS certified, as you know you can recognize, big strong boy.
Certified strength and conditioning coach.
Yes. Just had a kid last year.
Is that NCSC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He posts these like videos because he does like personal training and all that other stuff, and he talks about like range of motion and all this other stuff. And he always has like his literal baby, his like 1-year-old baby. He's like, this kid has better knees than you do. You know why? And he like does like the squat for him with his baby. Like, they're very funny. They're very funny. I really do like that.
In general, babies do have great squat depth. Like they're very unencumbered by the weight of the world that's been.
Other than the weight of their head keeping them.
That's true. The balance is an issue, but the range of motion is elite.
Yeah.
A lot of people here standing for Detroit style pizza.
Okay. I don't think I've had Detroit style pizza. Like I don't think I've went out in the world and sought it out. I'm very intrigued by it though.
So it's made in a thicker,
because it's not Chicago style, right? Like we're not doing like cast iron that, but it's got like the thick edge crust.
Yes,
right?
We're not doing basically a lasagna. An inside out lasagna is basically what Chicago style pizza is, right? There's sauce on top. We don't stop it.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
You made yourself a pizza casserole. Congratulations. Nobody wants that. A Detroit style pizza is basically a normal pizza, but Yeah, it has like the thick outer crust. It's very like crispy on the outside, but it's like softer when you get onto the inside of the crust. I'm not a huge crust guy. I will eat Detroit style pizza.
Ooh, okay. So I'm
And
actually.
I don't know why I'm saying it Detroit. I can't stop.
Detroit Rock City.
I think I'm doing the Jalen Rose Detroit basketball. I don't know.
I like that.
I don't know why.
No,
I think it's Detroit.
So notably, I've had this hot take over sports airwaves in this city before,
Mhm.
but I feel that if you were to judge a place's pizza, you have to judge it basically like completely solely on its cheese pizza, because if you
disagree.
You can go like different places, and if you that's the one time that you can judge everybody's pizza the same way as by cheese, just like normal cheese, do whatever.
So
because I'm a big crust guy. I think crust is like the main component of a good pizza. If you start with a good crust, everything else can like work itself out.
Mhm.
I'm also like, if I were to categorize like how I would power rank, I would put toppings last. I'm always toppings last.
Oh, that's a terrible
No, you're completely
So
incorrect.
here's the thing. I agree that the crust is very important. When I say I'm not a big crust guy, I don't want a lot of crust.
Right, fair.
I'm a thinner crust guy. I like a New York style pizza.
Mhm.
I am a sauce minimalist. I don't want a ton of sauce on there.
I don't want to be swimming in sauce
Yeah,
either. Yeah, I don't need it dripping off the sides or anything.
I
like
don't
that,
want to
yeah.
like bite into it and it's like it's like a gusher, like a sauce burst into my mouth.
With, like the
I hate
Stadium
that.
Valentino's pizza, because they give it to you and you bite into it and it explodes all over your chest.
Yeah, you get it explodes all over your chest, as Nick Baugh would say. No, I'm a sauce minimalist. I am heavy on toppings. But
open up some salsa, explodes all over my chest.
Thank you. I will say, I think the best way, your principle is correct. You have to judge a pizza place by a simple pizza.
Yeah.
I judge it by the pepperoni. I feel like that's your staple pizza.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, if you can't do a pepperoni well, you are in deep, deep trouble. It's like
not every pepperoni is made the same.
I understand that.
Like some of the pepperonis, like you're gonna get those like cute ones that like curl up and all that stuff. You get some of the really fatty ones that like all the oil is like dripping off the sides.
But I think it's a good indicator on how they're gonna do their pizza, on kind of what are they more like artisanal? They like the giant ones that kind of
yeah.
You know, they're doing some weird stuff there, or are they like, hey, these are your traditional Hormel. I bought the 800 pack of these at Costco, and we're gonna use these.
Yep.
You know, the same pepperonis I convinced my dogs to take pills with. Like, you got those, and then you're like, oh, we've got these. Like, this is actual like cured meat.
Yes, yeah.
Like the ones that like the sides curl up and they kind of cup the grease or whatever. Which I'll be honest, I don't love.
No, I'm not a fan of them either. Although I will say, you get a good crisp on those, and you get a nice crust on the bottom.
So
that bite,
I like the actual pepperoni. I don't like it when the grease pools. That's like, I'm not trying to just get a mouthful of grease.
Casey really filling in for DB to heart with a terrible food take that toppings are least important.
I mean, Casey, I think this is the first time I've seen you comment in a while. Like, that's 100% right. Great comment. We love it. Really well said. Landon,
I'm really glad the first time listening to you guys wasn't today. Your pizza takes are not good.
What's wrong with my pizza days? Relax, man.
Oh, Rico, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to drink the grease when I eat pepperoni pizza.
I mean, listen.
Ugh.
We need to probably have an intervention with Rico at some point.
Yeah, he still thinks he's like a top-tier athlete.
He also thinks he's like 15 and that his body can withstand the diet that he's chosen.
That is right. I mean, he's one of two people I know that eats Pop-Tarts every day.
It's back up. He is the only adult I know that drinks full diesel Mountain Dew every day.
Full diesel.
Every day. You know how crazy that is?
Full diesel.
Like,
the only time I've heard diesel is when people order a Bud Heavy. Yeah. Drinking diesel tonight.
That he is drinking the fully leaded Mountain Dew. Like, it is, I'm concerned for him.
Yeah.
As a former Diet Mountain Dew enthusiast myself, that stuff's not great for you.
He told me, so Rico, I'm so sorry you're going to find out this way. He told me to go get him because we got all of those QT like coupons at the office the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, hey, if you're going, will you get me a Mountain Dew? I was like, absolutely. So I go with Kyle, Brandon, Andy, and I'm filling it up, and I'm like, I got to look out for longevity of my boy. So I did get him Diet Dew that day. I got him Diet. I don't think he did. He never commented.
That's weird because there is a distinct difference in taste.
Oh, no.
aggressive difference in taste.
Rico, do you know that I got you a Diet Dew that day? I gotta know.
Scott says drinking the grease helps clean out the system, gets things flowing quickly. He's
I
not
like
wrong.
That.
He's
I
not
like
wrong.
That, though. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
It's also called fiber, Scott. You could have just like a bowl of Raisin Bran.
Oh,
Rico, I knew it. I felt bad trying to force to get down for 3/4 minute when you left.
Incredible.
It's insane. He just put it right to his lips. He's like, nuh-uh, not for me.
Funky Giblets says, takes a bite of pizza, explodes all over my chest. Good.
Wow. I'd say we're
out on cup and char pepperoni.
Oh, cup where it's.
Oh,
it
yeah.
comes up,
Yeah. No, I don't either. I think it's good if you're like having a little charcuterie board.
Yeah.
It's a good place for that type of pepperoni. A little bit more artisanal. You're right there.
No, I think a moth or something just like flew over the lights. It just kind of freaky.
I think that's a good encapsulation of what the show's been this morning. Just,
you seem very hurt right now. You gonna be all right?
No, that was Tyreek Hill. He was.
Isn't it a little early for that?
Yeah, it's too soon. Come on.
Is it? Can I?
Please.
I didn't really feel that bad for him.
Wow.
Well,
he gets to spend more time with his kids. That's
probably not a plus for anyone involved in that situation. Allegedly. Maybe he needs to spend some time by himself, maybe with a professional health counselor of some kind. That might be useful.
Well, he will have a PT.
He will have a PT. Maybe while he's working through some things, they like bring in someone just to talk to him. Be like, oh no, this is just a normal physical therapist. They just talk a lot. Don't worry about it, Tyreek.
Why don't you just stay right there?
Yeah, just
keep on hanging out.
Stay there for a minute. It's fine. It's fine. Did you see the guy holding his foot walking backward when Hill was in the wheelchair? We don't have things to
hold it. Those are called shoes.
No, I think he meant like he physically was holding his foot.
Oh, yeah. A brace, like any of those, yeah.
Yeah, instead of just some dude holding his foot in the correct spot.
I don't know. Like the NFL and those around the league would have been like, there's any way to break a body in this sport, we're probably going to need any type of like brace
we
or
might
compression.
Need to diversify our.
Yeah.
That's what Megan Trainor's in those Patrick Mahomes commercials for.
That's insane.
I don't even know what's happening.
Have you already been sick of any of the football commercials?
Yep.
Like that's one of them.
Already out.
I have never been more out on the Limu Emu.
Oh yeah, Limu Emu's overexposed.
Did you see?
I would say he's the Shannon Sharp of commercial animals.
It was a couple of weeks ago, but the Limu Emu was voted like most punchable face in sports, which I thought was. I mean, I don't understand how that's possible, but I agree.
Oh, that's not true. Grayson Allen exists.
I mean,
come on. Grayson.
I'm a Grayson Allen guy. Come on, look at me.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
No.
Johnny Pig says, "Don't sleep on sauerkraut as a topping."
Oh, gross, Johnny.
Pig,
No. Hey, listen, Oktoberfest is coming up, but let's relax.
You can GTFO, brother. That's horrifying. I don't want it as a topping on everything. I'm the guy that doesn't want sauerkraut on my Reuben, and that is literally one of the main ingredients.
Yeah. I'm not a big sauerkraut guy.
And I don't even think it's that gross. It just doesn't add anything to the equation.
Right.
I don't feel like it brings anything to the table. Pretty weak here.
You're not like a hamburger though, like just straight hamburger on pizza.
No, Italian sausage because I'm not an animal.
Yes, thank you. And I'm also not 2 years old.
Yeah, it's like I'm not.
Hamburger? No.
I literally remember. I can't remember what restaurant we were at. I don't think it exists anymore. It was a pizza place in Omaha that often had children's birthday parties.
I smell like.
Oh, was it a mouse?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Chuck E. Cheese. It was some variation of something like Chuck E. Cheese.
The Amazing Pizza Machine.
That didn't exist when I was a child.
Oh, okay.
Not here in Omaha.
Man, how old are you?
Infinity.
I am old.
So we were at this place, and I remember the only thing that was left that
Tim,
I got to.
Just realized the guy on the right isn't Grayson Allen. That's good.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. No, so we were there, and the only pizza that was left was the hamburger pizza, and I am an actual child at this point, and I was like, what is this crap? I'm probably 6 years old, and I specifically remember being upset that it wasn't a real pizza topping.
Yeah.
I was like, I was excited at first. I had never had it before. I was like, oh, I like hamburgers.
Mm-hmm.
I like pizza. This sounds great.
Now, hamburger pizza, gross.
Horrifying.
Yes.
Get that out of there.
Also, this is going to be this is always divisive when I say this. Taco pizza's ass.
100% agree.
Thank you.
100%.
You're the first person I've said that to, like openly, publicly. That wasn't just like, oh, what, you don't like taco? No. It's terrible.
Taco.
If I wanted a taco, I'd eat a taco. If I want pizza, I want pizza. I don't want them mixed.
Yeah, especially because everybody, here's my real deal breaker. Everybody puts lettuce on it.
Thank you.
Warm lettuce is disgusting.
Who wants that?
No one. Quit putting warm lettuce on things. It wilts and it's gross.
Our fearless leader, Sasha, once sent us out on that pizza run. She's like, oh, I got us a couple taco pizzas. I was like, we could just leave this at home.
I would say we could just throw these directly in the garbage. I mean, thank you for your thoughts,
yes.
But no.
I want to get something for everyone. Oh, I too want to find out the serial killers in our office. Yeah, that'd be great.
You know who I think, speaking of serial killers in our office, I think we have it in our midst yesterday. I believe.
Oh, not Shane?
I believe Jacob Padilla is a big hamburger pizza guy.
Oh. Well, Jacob Padilla has the appetite of like a 2-year-old, so that makes sense. Talk about the do man. That's a do man for sure.
Is he regular? I thought he was diet.
He's a diet guy.
I'll say he's a diet guy because he's not a psycho.
Well, because he's got a hoop, So
yeah,
he can't be logged down by all that sugar.
Got to stay in hoop and shape, man. Listen, Jacob can ball a little bit.
You know what? Low key, we were talking injuries earlier. Jacob Padilla's injury actually sounds like it could have been the worst one of them all. That was pretty bad.
He had a pretty bad one.
Yeah.
I had a pretty bad ankle break once playing baseball. I was rounding second base, and you know how on the bottom of spikes there's like a plastic plate? That part caught the corner of the bag, and my ankle flipped up so aggressively that my spikes left marks mid-shin.
I don't like that.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I don't
I wasn't a huge fan.
Who told you to walk it off first?
No, I tried to. I got up.
You mentally?
I got up and I was like, I'm fine. And then I took a step and I went down immediately. Not great. Yeah, I went. That was a emergency room visit mid-game. That was not great. Not ideal.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, not great. Josh J says you just put the lettuce on before you eat it. No, it doesn't matter. The pizza's still hot.
That's still bad.
Pizza's still hot.
That's still bad. That's still bad.
The pizza's still hot.
Don't do that.
I think we need to take a break. Coming up on the show today, we've got people for sure. Brett Ciancia.
Come on.
Brett Ciancia.
I was like, you know who it is.
Brett Ciancia, Pick 6 previews coming up at 8. At 9 o'clock, we've got Mike Schaefer from Husker 24/7. And at 9:40, 9:45-ish, whenever it happens, we're going to talk to Steve Gardner from USA Today as the Major League Baseball playoffs are coming up. That's Austin. I'm Ravi. We'll be back. More Hurrdat Sports Live here in a minute.
Back to busy feels better in the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo L. Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months. More space, more style, and more savings at Edwards CDJR Council Bluffs. Or get the muscle you need for busy days in the 2025 Ram 1500. Built strong. Now with 0% financing for 72 months during the Drive into Fall sales event. The Back to Busy Drive into Fall sales event. Only at Edwards CDJR Council Bluffs. To Edwards CDJR and Council Bluffs.
You mentioned kind of the growth of the franchise in general over the next few years. I think that's something a lot of people are really excited about. As you in your position sit here and you go, okay, there's some things I have a really good grasp on. Mm-hmm. There's some things that I'm going to need some help on. How do you, like, as you kind of start mapping out, as I'm sure you and Gary and Jamie and Marty, everybody are mapping this out over the next 3, 5, 10 years, whatever that looks like. What's the thing you're most excited about the both, I guess, immediate and long-term growth of the club?
Immediately, I would say, there's so much opportunity for people within our organization. So I think I've got 4 or 6 job postings right now in Teamworks. Mm-hmm. So we're just continuing to try and build out, our operations, our sales, our everything that supports the organization as a whole.
Aspirations can drive us. Sometimes a simple gesture is what fuels the pursuit of a dream. When it's time to make your dream a reality, we are here to help. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's Austin. I'm Ravi here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Don't forget, if you're out on the roads this morning, keep those eyes up and those phones down. Don't get distracted. You've got one job as a driver. That's to drive. This message from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Even when, Austin's saying crazy stuff, you just stay
keep
locked
it a
in.
buck. Keep it a buck.
Keep it a buck. Don't be ass. That's important.
Don't be ass on the road.
Yeah, that is important. If you're
don't be an ass and don't be ass.
Also, if the hybrid mystery lane on Dodge says go one way, everybody go the right way. It does freak me out a little bit.
Right?
I was being honest about that. I've lived here my whole life and I still don't trust it.
I don't trust the people who
that's what I mean.
Right away they pull onto Dodge and they're like, that's my lane. Because those are the people that there's two different types of Omaha drivers. There's the speeders, which are everyone, and then there's those dudes.
Yeah, there's the
street racers.
Aggressive, what are we doing?
I live out by West Center. That is just like street racing 101. I feel like I'm listening to Tokyo Drift every other night. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's fun though, right?
No.
You big Tokyo Drift guy?
Out of the Need for Speed,
wow.
the Fast and Furious movies. Need for Speed, great game. Wow. Fast and Furious movies, it's grown on me.
It actually it has grown on me.
Right? See, you wanted to be mad about it.
No, it's better than it was. Every subsequent watch, I'm like, it's pretty good.
It's also genuinely funny the way they talk. If you just get through that movie, they're like, "Oh, your American cars can't turn like ours can." What? If you really think about it, you're like, that doesn't make any sense. What? They all have the same turn radius. What are we talking about?
Not all of them, obviously.
Yeah.
Some of those drifting cars.
You're a car movie guy?
I would say ironically somewhat, but I enjoy the Fast and Furious franchise quite a bit.
Can't go wrong with that. Shane?
Fast and Furious 3 is the best one unless you like racing submarines and,
I will say
bigger things like
Fast
that.
and Furious 3, which one is that?
That's Tokyo Drift.
Oh, so yeah, you are Tokyo Drift?
Yeah.
He's
okay,
Tokyo
gotcha.
Drift.
Yeah. Mine is what's the one where they're in Rio de Janeiro or whatever?
That's 5.
That's 5. Yeah, Fast 5 is good.
5's pretty good.
5 is
Five's
good.
where the franchise starts turning back around.
Yeah.
That's where The Rock shows up
it's
for the first time.
Good.
Yeah, no, it's actually a good movie. I thought the first one was actually good.
Too Fast, Too Furious is funny.
It is funny. I wouldn't know.
Ejecto seat, cuz.
I wouldn't say it's good, but it is funny. I do think 5 is genuinely good.
Yeah,
there's
agree.
a couple of them in the middle there that are pretty good, actually.
And now they're just, keep it a buck. They're ass.
They're not ass. They're just they've jumped the shark for sure. They are. I still think.
I don't doubt that they probably have jump sharks in that movie.
Probably there is some entertainment value. I don't know that they're quality movies.
Well, they like military dropped cars into like North Korea or something like
Yep,
that. For
they
one
did
of them.
that.
Yeah.
There was Shane was right. There were some submarines. They did take cars into space at one point.
They did take cars
so
into space.
that was the thing. I will say the Paul Walker one, genuinely emotional. The one where
yeah.
I think that's 7. That was the one.
Furious 7, right?
Yeah, I don't remember which one it's
I'm
called.
just gonna look up these names because the names do get more ridiculous.
Well, because you've got the Fast and the Furious, then you've got
Too Fast, Too Furious,
and then you have a Fast and Furious, which is a different movie.
Yeah. Okay, so it's The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious.
See, it's very confusing.
Yes.
Fast 5.
Fast 5, yep. Fast and Furious 6, Furious 7, The Fate of the Furious, Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, F9.
That's a spinoff.
Fast X Part 2.
I don't think X Part 2's come out yet.
No, it's 2027.
Okay.
They spent 4 years between movies. Jeez,
Wow.
What are they doing?
Wow. Vin, start working, bud.
Yeah, seriously.
What are we doing out here? I don't know what we're doing out here. Speaking of 10, though, Nebraska's a 10.5 point favorite over Michigan State.
Wow. Wait, back to sports.
I was more surprised by that line than I was that they tried to convince me
it
that
opened at 11.5.
that they could take cars into space. I was more surprised by that line.
I thought it was going to be closer to 8.5.
I thought it was going to be maybe under a touchdown. I thought like 6.5. I mean, if you look, like, I understand.
Well, it didn't help that Michigan State kind of got, they got put to the wagon against USC. Relatively.
Kind of.
Final score-wise.
So, kind of. So, that was a strange game because it was kind of close at first. USC went up by like 2 or 3 scores. And then Michigan. Sorry, I was watching Boston College and Michigan State also last night. Michigan State, listen, I was trying to get into the film. Michigan State closed it back up. I think it was 31-24 at one point, and then it became 45-24, and then Michigan State got the late cover for me. Shout out Sparty on that one. They closed it to 45-31. So, like, it was both close and not close for large chunks of the game. It was very strange. USC was clearly better.
Yes.
I mean, just definitely better. I was surprised by 10.5. I mean, you're talking about both 3-1 teams, both coming off a loss and a bye week. I don't know. I was surprised it was that large. I thought maybe 6.5.
When it first came out, I thought it would be about 8.5. I thought it would wilter its way down to probably like 7 or 6.5 as well. But opening at 11.5 and even settling right now at 10.5 it's just very surprising to me. I'm just surprised at what. And again, I think we always have a misperception when we think of it in Nebraska terms, right? Because we look at it, we're like, oh, well, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because we're Nebraska, we're in the weeds of the team and all that stuff. This is like the national bettors. This is what all sports bettors consensus are agreeing on, which is even more surprising to me that there's something that distinctly different between both of those programs that you're like, that's an 11-point difference between those two.
So here's what's wild. Now it's back up to 11.5.
Wow.
On ESPN. And their score prediction or their matchup predicting on ESPN Analytics has Nebraska as an 86% chance to win. Like, none of these numbers make sense to me.
Maybe an offensive tackle injury is that important.
I guess. I don't know. We'll get into that and more with Mike Schaefer later.
Mike Schaefer.
I was going to say Schaefer later, and then I said Mike in front of it, and it sounded all
Mike
stupid.
Schaefer later?
Schaefer later? Schaefer later? I don't know.
Schaefer later?
It all sounds very dumb when I say it out loud. Brett Ciancia from Pick 6 Previews coming up next year on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Back to busy means Chevy savings this September at Edwards GMC. Lease the 2025 Chevrolet Silverado LT Crew Cab 4x4 starting at just $579 a month with $0 down. Power, style, and big savings at Edwards. Or step into the 2026 Chevrolet Equinox LT all-wheel drive, lease starting at $359 a month with just $1,000 due at signing. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac.
What was probably the one-on-one blocking, to be honest. I think in the Husker gym, we're so used to, we have really good help in our gym. So Maryland, we just abuse the solo block.
Yeah, I think when you have a team like Maryland, who we identified early on that they're a little bit weaker blocking in the middle, they're pretty big on the pins. We really wanted to take advantage of that one-on-one, like Becca said, and then also getting in those gaps because it was pretty guaranteed to be one-on-one, which makes it a lot easier. So also kudos to our setters. They were like feeding the ball super well. And then I think obviously you can't really tell in our passing, but we just talked about it in the locker room. The passes that we did get, we really capitalized on it. So that's huge.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Now, the owner of Pick 6 Previews, Brett Ciancia.
And a pass is picked off. Pick 6. Pick 6 to the checkerboard end zone.
Pick 6 Previews, the #1 most accurate college football preview.
Go, big man, go. It's a pick 6.
Pick 6 Previews with Brett Ciancia.
Pick 6. Pick 6. Give me all of it.
Here is Brett Ciancia.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's Austin. I'm Ravi here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Brett Ciancia from Pick 6 Previews. Brett, how are we doing this morning?
Guys, thanks for having me on. It was a huge college football Saturday last weekend. A little bit lighter slate coming up, but this is when the upsets really happen. So I'm excited to break it down with you. Another big week coming up.
Brett, I'm excited that you started just with that because we've got to recap kind of the big games that happened last weekend. What do you feel like you learned more from in terms of just the overall contest? Did you learn more from the Penn State-Oregon contest moving forward, or did you learn more from Alabama-Georgia?
Oh, did we lose him?
Oh, Brett?
Jane, do we have him?
Question was too good. Cooked him.
We'll try it again here.
Yeah, maybe if he's having trouble, maybe we just try and call him. But let's give it another shot here.
Dang.
That is a good question. I am going to ask him to.
You guys hear me now?
Oh, there's
yeah, there
Brett.
we
Hey,
go.
Brett, how are you?
Sorry about that. Not sure what happened. I was saying here. Good question. You stumped me, right?
Hey,
no. I learned more from the Oregon-Penn State game for sure. In the preview magazine, I wrote about it when I was researching Oregon, and you see all these five-star players all over the place, but really young. So in the preview magazine, I wrote Oregon's my national champion pick for 2026. I thought they were still a year away, but I was blown away with what they were building. I think you can move that up a year. I think they're kind of ready. I mean, despite them being so young, they play beyond their years. They moved the ball easier than Penn State did really all game. They looked like the better team pretty much the whole way. I know Penn State scraped together those two drives at the end of the fourth quarter, but it looked like two completely different types of teams there. So I think Oregon is now, you can move up that timeline by a whole year. I think they're a legit national champion contender now, and they still have about 9 more games to round into really title form. So I like Oregon a lot here going forward.
Brett, I'm curious with how you feel about Dante Moore and how he's looked this year. That's a guy that I think, nationally, some assumptions were made that he would be able to take the leap. Obviously was kind of hit and miss his freshman year at UCLA, did get to sit the last year and kind of learn at Oregon. How have you thought he's played? I mean, obviously the numbers are great, but how impressive have you been with how he's played this year?
Yeah, I think that extra year and the personnel around him, that makes a world of difference. I mean, when you look and see what he had at UCLA and threw it into a tough situation as a true freshman down there. And yeah, that's a completely different ball game than having 2 years in the Will Stein system in Oregon, having 5 stars and future NFLers all around you. So yeah, that all helps. But then he himself has definitely progressed, playing perfect football right now. And so is really the whole Oregon offense. So I think you can put him into the Heisman discussions here at the end of September, and he's went out and earned it. I was a little skeptical of Oregon. Just I wanted to see them against a real ranked opponent. I know they beat Oklahoma State and Northwestern, but they're towards the bottom of the Power Four landscape. So I wanted to see a real test, and this is as big as it comes—a whiteout performance all the way across the country, 3 time zones, and they played really well. So yeah, I'm impressed with Moore and especially their staff and their offensive line. You can go all the way down the roster. I'm impressed.
Brett, now that you have a little bit more time to look at the numbers and have a little bit more games to analyze, how do you reevaluate where Florida State and Alabama were from what happened in week 1 to where they are now? Because obviously they're not really on, I wouldn't say they're on 2 completely different trajectories. Like I think Florida State still has probably their season expectations in hand despite losing to Virginia. But it feels like we wrote off Alabama completely, but now they're back in a national title conversation. What have you seen and what do the numbers tell you after 4 weeks?
Yeah, well, that was one of the shockers, if not the biggest shocker of week 1. I was stunned. I mean, I talked all year about how Alabama looked like a top 5 team and how it was the second year under Kalen DeBoer. So yeah, that result shocked me the most. I think from that point, both teams have looked solid. Alabama has looked really strong. I mean, they played perfect football against Wisconsin, then UL Monroe, and then to I was viewing it this way. This win over Georgia almost neutralized the loss over Florida State. I mean, that pretty much made up for the disappointment. They're right back now in the driver's seat for the SEC. And, if you're anywhere near that top 4 of the SEC, you're probably going to be a playoff team. So they're right back in there, and they've earned it. Now, with Florida State, that was a signature win over Bama, and they posted a couple big offensive performances against the non-AQs. Came up small against UVA. I know it's a road game, but I mean, this is not Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. This is not 100,000 in the Big Ten. This is Scott Stadium. So you got to be able to win there. I was disappointed that the defense gave up 46 points. So they have a lot to clean up here before ACC play. Better get it fixed quick because Miami coming in could be one of the best in the country. So that loss Friday night to UVA shifted my thoughts on the ACC a little bit. I think they're now a 1-bid league. I think it's just going to be their champ, Miami. Any at large coming from there.
I want to talk about Arizona State here because it felt like after the Mississippi State loss, we wrote them off immediately. Turns out Mississippi State might actually be pretty decent. Then they go out and beat TCU this past weekend, that late game on Friday after that Florida State game we were just talking about. Did we jump to conclusions too quickly on Arizona State based on who we assumed Mississippi State was going to be?
Yes and no. I mean, I think with that loss being that it was a non-conference and just knowing that the Big 12 most likely they have to run their conference to make a playoff bid. I was skeptical after seeing that performance, but then again, last September, they fought hard against Mississippi State and against Texas State last September. So they had their close games all year last year, but really one of the most resilient and elusive quarterbacks in the pocket is Sam Leavitt, and he really shined again Friday night. Some of his scrambles, he might be the best scrambler in the country. The way he's able to extend plays like that, and really he takes it on himself to run the ball too. So I like what they have there. They're really gutsy in fourth quarters. Similarly, so is Iowa State, a team that I really can't figure out with my game grader formula. Iowa State, I keep thinking they're going to lose, and then that Rocco Becht, he's invincible in the fourth quarter. And now I look at the calendar here; it's Rocktober already, so it's going to be more of that resilience from them too. So Big 12 is wide open, guys. I can't wait to see it continue to unfold. I think I put Texas Tech number 1. And then these Arizona State, Iowa State, TCU, Utah, all in that next tier.
So I want to stay with Iowa State for a second because I'm fascinated by the program. I'm a big Matt Campbell fan with what he's done there. But so talk to me about why your game grades are so, I guess, mid or meh on Iowa State versus the results that we keep seeing.
Yeah, and like you too, I really respect Iowa State's program. Matt Campbell, one of the best in the country. John Haycock on defense, really an innovator. The way he designed that dime stack 3-3-3 defense to puzzle these Big 12 offenses. So I'm a huge, I really like these coaches and Rocco Becht, but it's kind of it's hard to calculate it because when you look on paper that they scrape away and they win by one score and their yardage totals are close. The per play numbers are close. So maybe the formula just doesn't catch some of these key stats. I mean, special teams isn't factored in as much to my formula, and they're excellent with that. So yeah, that's why I put out a tweet saying how I thought Iowa State might fall out of the top 25 with a couple losses coming up, and got a lot of pushback from Cyclone fans. I'll say, hey, credit where credit's due. They went out, they dominated Arizona, won by 35 points, I think, and we'll see if that continues. So I'm able to give out credit when it's due, and they're definitely deserving it right now.
Brett, you got to be careful of those Big 12 fan bases. They are very aggressive and love to be online. I mean, I'm sure the Iowa State fans are all over you.
Nothing like.
Well, you know what? That's a good thing because it means they care. And when I talk to, I go all across the country here. There's like no passion at all from this ACC. So you know what? I'd rather have some angry, which angry to me that just means interested. So I'd rather have some interested Iowa State fans than just there's no Wake Forest or Boston College people anywhere on the map. So. Well, I love it. I love watching these packed stadiums in the Big 12. BYU and Utah, they're really passionate out there. So yeah, I like it. It's good stuff.
So there weren't any like scalding hot takes from like Georgia Tech, Wake Forest this weekend.
Brett, so I asked Ravi this yesterday, but just with everything that kind of went on, obviously in their big matchups, Penn State and LSU both suffered losses, kind of are really taken aback from what happened on Saturday. But there was a lot of other things that happened just in terms of their conference play, other teams looking better prepared, all that other stuff too. Which fan base or program, however you want to take it, would you rather be on this Tuesday? Would you rather be Penn State's or LSU?
I'd rather be Penn State's, but I'm based here in Pennsylvania, and I got to tell you, these fans are down on this game. I mean, they put so much into this Oregon game. This was almost their Super Bowl because this was supposed to be their year. I mean, all the stars aligned. It was a veteran roster. The coaches were all in place. They had the quarterback, the running backs, and they had this what they thought was a young Oregon team. So to come out flat like that for 3 quarters, I think they're really upset about it. Now, it's a different era. Now, with this playoff, you can have a couple mulligans, and I think that Penn State is still projected to make it. I think they'll be fine. Even at 10-2, I think they're a playoff team. Why I answered LSU is I think they have a lot more problems with this roster. This offense is broken. Bottom 10 in my numbers, rushing the ball, bottom 10 offensive line run push. And then you look at their upcoming schedule. It's a gauntlet. So this week, I flipped LSU out of the playoff bracket. They're now no longer projected in. I instead put Ole Miss, Bama, A&M. They all took spots away from where LSU was. So I would be more upset if I'm LSU because I think they're now losing playoff access.
Okay, so Brett, I have kind of a hot take for you. I want to see how you feel about it, and it has to do with Penn State here because it seems like, we got to know Andy Kotelnicki with his proximity at Kansas here for a while and kind of the offenses he liked to run. True or false? Andy Kotelnicki and his offense at Penn State would be better if Drew Aller and Bo Pribula switch spots. Even Drew Aller is a better quarterback in general.
That's a tough one. Yeah, I mean, I'll lean with Drew Aller here because we saw it last year. Last year, in a lot of my numbers, you look at the explosive plays last year. I mean, they were top 10 in explosive rushing and top 10 explosive passing. Very rare categories there. Unfortunately, hasn't translated yet. It's hard to scrape together some long plays for them this year. But I have to answer Aller just because I saw it live last year. I mean, they already proved that was the better situation. They had Pribula on campus, and Aller was able to hold his job. So I'll say, yeah, Pribula has really impressed me. I want to see once they get into league play. Let's see once they play a team like Oregon, a caliber of in Oregon down in Missouri. Then we can really grade it out. But I trust Kotelnicki. I think he's one of the smartest in the game. So let's let it play out. And I'm still excited for Penn State's future here.
Brett, I know we talked about some of the Big 12 teams. Ravi made a Georgia Tech reference. We've talked a little bit just about some of the Big 10 schools as well. I'm curious if there is a team that might be right now in either the AP coaches poll or maybe just an under-the-radar team that's still maybe possible of making a college football playoff push or a run here that's maybe in those low teens or 20s that just needs a couple of those key wins to go their way, and maybe they're going to surprise people when we get late in November?
Yeah, well, I think the answer here, it's all about the Big 12. Just knowing that they have an automatic bid, just knowing that basically it's just the conference race. Who can win this Big 12 title game? So when you look at it, a lot of the contenders I've got, they're not ranked, or they're just outside, or they're just in those 20s. Looking at a Utah, a TCU, Arizona State we talked about earlier in the show. But yeah, I mean, I would look at that Big 12 landscape. It's so wide open outside Texas Tech, but so yeah, by virtue of the automatic bid, I'm looking at that Big 12. Big 10, I think Indiana, everyone's caught up with them. They look like a dark horse, but now I can't even call them a dark horse. They just look like they were last year, a playoff team. So
yeah,
I'd go Big 12 for your answer there.
Brett, let me take you back to the Big 10 here for a second, because I think we saw a really interesting game play out over the weekend between Illinois and USC. Obviously, Illinois coming off just getting their head beat in by that Indiana team we just talked about. USC had been undefeated up until that point. As you kind of look at what their schedules have ahead of them, obviously USC's got it kind of rough. They go Michigan, Michigan at Notre Dame, at Nebraska, then they've got Iowa at Oregon to wrap it up. The only really tough team left on the schedule for Illinois is you got Ohio State, and you go at Washington, depending on how you feel particularly about Maryland in that one in the rest of the year. But if you're either of those two teams, which would you rather be the rest of the year out, the rest of the way out?
Yeah, well, I think that Illinois has a more manageable slate coming down here. I mean, yeah, I project them to lose at against Ohio State and at Washington, so I have them going 9-3 at the moment. Same record for USC. I have them going 9-3 with projected losses to Notre Dame and Oregon. But the problem is USC right now I have as a favorite against Michigan. I don't know if that's going to hold up from what I just saw Saturday in Champaign, because they did not have the physicality that they needed to compete with Illinois there. Illinois really just a physical power run game right at them. And after watching Michigan, Nebraska, I think that's kind of Michigan's forte, is just that power run game, mobile quarterback. So if they had problem with Illinois' offense, I think USC is going to have a lot of issue with Michigan's offense too. So while I have them both 9-3, that Michigan game, I think I disagree with the formula here. So I might see them more at 8-4 right now. So I'll give you Illinois. I was really impressed with them. I was skeptical after the blowout loss, but they earned back a lot of trust and a lot of they deserve a lot of praise for what they did to that great USC offense too.
Brett, if you were to try to make the bold prediction right now after the first 5 weeks of the season, and you're looking at the conference slates, you're looking at who's going to beat up who. I know you talked like Big 12 there. Who do you think has a better chance to get more teams into the college football playoff as of right now, the ACC or the Big 12?
That's a good one. I think the Big 12 still has some chance here. I mean, you have an undefeated.
They're up there.
Yeah, I think with Texas Tech, I mean that's your favorite. I think from the Big 12. I think I've them projected to go undefeated right now, and they still have a lot more one-loss candidates. I mean, look at TCU, Utah, Arizona State, even BYU's undefeated. Seems like a lot more still on the plate there for them. And then the ACC has disappointed me a lot. I mean, Clemson was supposed to be your team. They're a 3-loss team. They're eliminated. Florida State taking that loss to UVA. That hurts because, they probably have another one coming with Miami. They're going to be sitting there with 2 losses early on. Georgia Tech has been impressive with their 1-score wins, but I don't know that they have the talent to really run the table. So I'll go Big 12 for multiple bids.
Okay. So it's interesting on that Florida State Miami one. Let's say for whatever reason Florida State upsets Miami this week. Both teams have the 1 loss and then meet again in the ACC championship game. Do you think they would both get in that scenario?
Yeah, and I think you got to look across the whole landscape and see, how it's shaken out. If you use last year as the example, SMU was a 1-loss team in their conference championship game and lost it to Clemson on that walk-off field goal, still made the bracket. So it's still a newer concept here, how the committee is going to treat these 1 or 2 loss conference champion losses, losing teams in the title games. So but at least with Miami's case, they have, and Alabama's case, they both have huge non-conference wins. I mean, Miami, they went out, they beat Notre Dame in the opener. They have the Florida win, which maybe won't amount to much, but that Notre Dame definitely is a huge one. And then Florida State with the Bama win is huge for the resume. So in both those examples, that's a stronger resume than what SMU did last year, making it as a conference runner-up. So I think they'd both be in, but we'll see if Florida State and Miami, if it goes that way. If it goes Miami beating Florida State, that's, like I said, a second loss and could end up being a third later for Florida State.
Still plenty of football left to play, obviously, especially now that we're all the way into conference action. But have you been notably impressed by maybe one specific player that could lead to, or maybe is leading the Heisman conversation in your eyes? Or is there someone that has a head up right now? Or do you think that we're going to maybe get further into October and that race is going to kind of differentiate itself?
Yeah, I usually try and wait for this one and let the season really play out. And, I don't want to have any anchor biases or anything. I just want to wait until mid-November and then really start to put a list together. But I got to pivot here to get it to Nebraska talking here, so I'll force it in with Dylan Raiola. Not so much Heisman, not Heisman favored or anything, but I am very impressed with him. He looks more mature in his second year, extending plays, really sharp passing-wise with 75% completion. A top 5 quarterback rating in the Big Ten. And he's a huge net asset for this offense. I think it's the best passing quarterback Nebraska's had since Joe Gans, 2008. We're going back 15 plus years there passing the ball.
We love
with this game coming up, I know you guys were talking spread, and I was on Adam Carricker's show, the Carricker Chronicles, last week during the bye. I had it Nebraska by 14, and right now, it's. And he was really skeptical of that, but you see Vegas has it 11, 12 points, and I'm right there with them. I think you have a solid advantage here, stronger on both sides of the ball. They do have a nice quarterback themselves with Aiden Childs, but I think just top to bottom roster-wise, I like Nebraska a lot here at home.
Oh, okay. So I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to talk about the spread on this game with you coming up here next because I thought that seemed like a lot. It seemed, open at 10.5. I've seen it 11.5 now. You had it at 14 though. So when I was watching Michigan State, the biggest difference I saw is I thought that Michigan State pass defense was very vulnerable to what Nebraska might try and do. Is that the biggest thing for you? I know you said you think they're stronger on both sides of the ball. Is there one thing where you're like, oh, Michigan State's going to have a ton of trouble here?
Yeah, well, when you're looking at power ratings, first you want to start with some talent, some recruiting, and Nebraska's got them covered there from both the recruiting trail, the transfer portal, looking at NFL draft watch list players. Nebraska's got them in the talent category. And then when you look on the field, so far the margins have been a lot better for Nebraska. 2 blowout wins, the win over Cincinnati, which, guys, that's increasing in value pretty quickly, that Cincinnati win. The way we've seen Brennan Sorsby continue to play against other defenses. So I like that. And then, of course, tough one to get against Michigan. But you look at Michigan State, their margins are not as impressive. Barely beat Boston College, which is looking like arguably the worst Power 4 team in America, at least a bottom 5 team in that category. Needed a 2-point conversion in overtime to beat them. And then blown out by USC. So, looking at advanced stats, their pass defense is bottom 10 in a lot of metrics. So I think Raiola and this passing offense is going to get to their 300, 350 yards plus. That's going to be where you take a huge advantage on them. And I don't think that Childs and that offense against Nebraska's defense can keep pace. So all that factors in. I had it, 13.5, 14 points last week, and they were both on bye. So that kind of holds into this week. Similar line.
Brent, that's kind of the same similar question that I'd asked yesterday too to another one of our guests. I was curious just how Aiden Childs and that Michigan State offense, I know you just said that the numbers don't feel like they can keep pace, but is there something in those numbers that tell you that, Michigan State may be able to, take a couple of chunk plays or something from the Nebraska defense over the course of Saturday?
Yeah, well, watching Nebraska against Cincinnati and against Michigan, one of the issues that I think they need to clean up is defending against mobile quarterbacks. Sorsby had a decent night running the ball, and then Underwood had that breakaway touchdown run. I think he had about, 50, 60 yards rushing total on the day. But a guy with Aiden Childs, he can extend the pocket. He's elusive himself, kind of like Raiola, but he even tucks the ball more and runs. He's more of a rushing threat. He's got 150 yards rushing on the year over 4 games. So that's one category. I'm a little worried with Nebraska. I think over the bye week, they probably have worked on that. And I want to see them in the trenches match up too, because Michigan really did what they wanted, running the ball, almost 300 rushing yards. I think Nebraska, their talent against Michigan State's offensive line is a little bit more even. So I think that's more an advantage tilting towards Nebraska. They have injury questions too all over the place with Michigan State. I remember when I wrote about them 2 weeks ago, I think they were down 5 or 6 guys and it was all questionable. So I want to look at that later in the week with the injury report coming out, whether those doubtful guys from 2 weeks ago are now probable or questionable or what the deal is, because they were banged up heading into their bye week.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Smith just said yesterday that their starting left tackle, Stanton Ramil, will be out for that game. So I have to imagine that's going to factor in pretty heavily as well.
Yeah, we'll see about that. And I think other receivers were banged up, and we'll see. But I do like some of their talent. I think it'll be a competitive game, at least by halftime. And I'd like Nick Marsh at receiver, Jack Velling, a great tight end. So I think it's a decent test for Nebraska, although I'd have it at, a 2-score margin. It's kind of a step up from those non-AQ teams, obviously, but it's not quite a Big Ten contender. So another game. But I said this on the Character Chronicles too. If you're Nebraska, you got to take care of October. This is where you have a chance to take a next step as a program. Win these 4 games you're supposed to win. This is no slight at Minnesota, but if you're Nebraska looking in the mirror, you want to be the team that wins these 4 October games. I mean, you view yourself as the favorite in all 4 of these, and you're going to need to stack those wins now. It gets tougher in November. So, you want to start this October off right, get that W, and I think it could be 7-1 at the end of the month. I mean, that should be the goal at least.
Last one from me. I'm curious your reevaluation of Maryland, and we have talked a little bit about it just with you here. I know Ravi had brought it up, and Ravi and I have discussed it a little bit about where that game re-ranks for Nebraska just in the remaining 8 games for the Big Ten play. What have you seen so far from their play? Because really the only litmus test we kind of have is against Wisconsin, and Wisconsin is clearly not up to their own standard.
Yeah, well, they're a surprise 4-0. I think coming in, it was pretty much consensus among the magazines to have them towards the bottom of the Big Ten, if not dead last. They were rated by the portal and did not backfill at the same clip. So really, all their stock, all their blue chip, they were all putting it all in on their quarterback, and he's performed really well for a true freshman. He's a local kid from down in that area, the DMV, so he's playing really well. Their defense statistically has stood out to me. Top 10 in a lot of national categories, albeit against a softer schedule. So we're going to learn a lot when they play Washington. I think Washington will beat them pretty good here. But I will say, if you're looking at future spreads and all that, this one has shifted a lot because back in the preseason, I had Nebraska as a heavy favorite against Maryland. And now that's shifted down to about a touchdown at this point as we speak. So expect a shift after the Maryland-Washington game result comes in. But as of now, yeah, that margin has tightened up a little bit. A little surprise team down there in Maryland.
Okay, so last one for me. How likely is it, as I'm looking at UCLA's remaining schedule, that they don't win a game this year?
Yeah, they're on 0-12 watch for sure.
Stacking up, right? Like, it doesn't look great.
Well, they just missed probably their best opportunity, I think, was Northwestern.
100%.
That was,
yeah. Wow.
Albeit being on the road, that was in front of maybe 5,000 fans or 10,000 fans. I mean, that was their best shot. I mean, obviously the UNLV and New Mexico games were good shots too, and they lost by double digits in both of them. So, yeah, looking ahead, I've got them as underdog the rest of the way and heavy dogs pretty much. The only one that's in the margin could be Maryland, a team we just talked about. It's at UCLA. You got Maryland traveling 3 time zones. Maybe you catch them. But no, they're 0-12 watch. I tweeted that out, I think, mid-September. I was on that one. And then they fired their coach, and it went downhill even worse. So they're in trouble, and I don't know what the answer is. There's no fan support out there. I don't know if they have the right appetite for college football anymore. So we'll see what happens going forward.
If you're a head coach, would you rather take UCLA or Oklahoma State?
I'd go Oklahoma State, because people there love college football. You're amongst the people that love it and want to support you. They've shown in the last 10, 15 years they can be a national player, competitive. UCLA has not shown me that. And then looking at fan support, I mean, you got that Boone Pickens Stadium rocking with those guys slapping the signs on the side of the stadium. UCLA is empty, man. It's just, I don't know. So I'll go Oklahoma State.
There's no darker night sky than Oklahoma State. Like when they used to do those Bedlam games and they would like pan up, it was just dark. I mean, there was like no lights out there, no street lights on in Oklahoma State.
I got to add that to my list of future road trips. I got to get out there.
I mean, good luck. I'm going to pass on Stillwater.
I'm pretty sure it's a road trip. I don't think you can fly into Stillwater. I don't think there's any national airports.
Might have to rent a car from Oklahoma City. Brett, we appreciate the time as always. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks, Brett.
That's Brett Ciancia from Pick 6 Previews. Although our guys spent a lot of time down in Stillwater this past year, Kyle and Logan.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, OSU guys. Yeah,
OSU.
Notably in our chat. Yeah.
Yeah, with the softball team down there. Maybe a different vibe than the football program.
A little bit, yeah. Maybe they'll hire the softball coach.
I like the softball
Culture
coach.
Change,
he seemed
right?
cool.
Yeah,
seemed like a cool guy.
Be like the Browns when they were interviewing Condoleezza Rice. Do that. Just bring in whoever.
Allegedly, yeah. I don't.
That was a crazy time. People don't talk about that enough.
Maybe it feels like somebody watched Ted Lasso and be like, that could work.
That was even before Ted Lasso.
Was it?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Was it? I don't know.
Pretty sure that was that not after they went over with what was his name? He had won like 3 games with Baker Mayfield.
Freddie Kitchens?
No. It was before Freddie. Who is the coach before
Freddie Kitchens? I'm gonna have to look it up.
I'm not acumen on my
your Cleveland Browns coaching lore.
No.
That's disappointing by you. Honestly,
I'm honestly just waiting. I know TK is gonna put it in chat right before you say it. So
I know it does that every time, and it pisses me off so much. All right, so we've got who do we have here?
What was his name?
Was it Hugh Jackson?
Was it? Yeah,
I think it was Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, because he went like 3 and like 39.
He was
something like that.
He was quite bad. He was there for 3 years. He won. He was 1-15, followed by 0-16,
and they kept him
and got a 3rd year.
Yeah,
that's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what
they say. Nebraska held on to their coaches too long.
Some of them.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Some of them.
What'd you think of him saying Big 12 had a higher probability of getting more multi-team bids?
I think that's true. I think the Big 12 is better.
I don't disagree that they're better. I just think they're just going to cannibalize each other.
They might. That's the thing is we don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
I think a 10-2 Big 10 team doesn't look the same as a 10-2 obviously
or Big 12
or Big Big 12. I don't think a 10-2 Big 12 team looks the same as a Big 10 or SEC school.
For sure.
But I don't think a 10-2 Florida State with their losses, I don't think they, depending on what Virginia ends up being, I don't think that anyone would write them off. They would have a really good non-conference win. They would win out most of the rest of their slate, and they would probably still be in the ACC championship.
So here's the thing that would have to happen for the ACC to get 2 is Miami would have to beat Florida State, run the table, and then Florida State beats them in the ACC championship game, and then you get 2 because you can't leave Miami out as a 1 loss, I don't think. And then Florida State's obviously your automatic bid. So it almost has to be a bid stealer in the ACC where Miami is undefeated the whole way, drops it in the ACC title game, and then you get the bid stealer. That's the way I see it because I think that's the only way forward if Florida State loses to Miami. For the Big 12, I could see a version of this where –
what about Georgia Tech, though?
I mean –
do you know the rest of their schedule?
No.
Virginia Tech, Duke, Syracuse, NC State, Boston College, Pittsburgh, and then neutral site against Georgia.
What's their...
So they do not play Florida State. They do not play Miami.
What's their best win so far?
Oh, does it matter if you're unbeaten going that far in?
It does.
Non-conference at Colorado, at home against Clemson in a 3-point win, beat Wake Forest by 1. I don't know. I feel like if you're unbeaten...
They need Clemson to basically win out, but they're not going to beat Georgia.
What if they do?
But if they beat Georgia, then yes, they're in.
But you're telling me an 11-1 ACC team that plays in the ACC. So I agree with you that if they were in the ACC championship game, lost to Miami, they will not make it in.
Correct.
But if they're 11-1, I mean, they have to be a top 10 team.
You would think, but I mean, look at Indiana last year. Indiana almost got left out at 11-1.
Yeah, that's more Sig's fault.
Well, no, I think it's the schedule's fault. It was a bad schedule.
No, it was.
Like
it was a bad schedule.
If you're Georgia Tech, you are rooting every week for Clemson to win out, basically.
Well, the Duke win won't be terrible, but obviously it's not a top 25 win. The Syracuse win won't be bad either, but it's not going to be a top 25 win.
You're rooting hard for those teams that you've beat. All right, like Clemson, especially. You need that Clemson win looked like a real thing at the start of the year, and now it doesn't at all. So you need Clemson to basically win out.
Yeah.
In order for that to have a shot at this at all.
Or you just have to put all of your eggs into the we got to beat Georgia basket.
Yeah, you got to go. I mean, you have to go. If you're undefeated in the regular season, yes, you'll make it in.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can drop what would be your only quality win of the season and expect to make it in if you lose in the ACC championship.
And I think that's the difference, though, is that why we can give ourselves the Big 12 over the ACC is the ACC. You kind of have to go through the mental gymnastics a little bit, but you can convince yourself that there are definitely 2, if not maybe 3 teams that could make that push. The Big 12, you feel like there's like 5 or 6 teams where you could look at and be like, well, any of these guys, if they just go on a good run, they're going to make it, and maybe one of their counterparts does the same. Because I feel that way about Iowa State. I think Iowa State's probably going to be able to run through the table. I like Brett was saying, their numbers make no sense, but they just win the games. I think that they're just going to keep on winning. Texas Tech looks like a wagon, but that can change in a heartbeat in the Big 12 because I felt like Utah was going to be a wagon after the first 2 weeks.
I know.
Then they just got completely spanked by Tech.
They looked really good. Transfer Madness, I don't know who you're referring to. It says win or lose, they booze. I don't know who that's. I don't know which school.
Ole Miss, maybe? When you guys are talking in the chat there?
We were having a little Ole Miss conversation with good old Lano Kiffin, big fan.
Yeah. Shout out Transfer Madness.
We love Transfer Madness.
Did you see the stat that the top 10 teams and like transfer portal ratings entering week 5? So I don't know what the record is now. They were 27-0.
I did see that.
Yeah,
that's pretty
good.
That
was kind of interesting. It's a good indicator of where maybe you need to be focused on and what you need to do.
I mean, maybe
there are different ways to build programs, obviously, and there are different. All teams need different things, right? Because part of that too is that if you are a really good program,
you're going to get good transfers.
Yes, and
like
so
it's
then
sort of a self-fulfilling
prophecy. So like it is one of those things, and it's not to say like, oh, okay, well, so if Syracuse just got like all these transfers and they completely overhauled their team, that they're going to go 12-0. Like that's just not how that works.
Also, you're probably not. I mean, again, if you're Syracuse, you're not probably in the financial range of getting some of these high caliber guys that your Georgias and Ole Misses and LSUs are getting. So I mean, I get it.
If anything, it's an anti-Clemson stat. That's basically what it is.
Which I'm always here for.
Right.
I'm always here for anti-Clemson stats. So the ACC, Todd says the ACC and Big 12 should have jumped on those AQ positions for the playoffs when they had the chance. I agree. I think they should have gone in on the 4-4-3-2-2-1 model where they would have each gotten 2 teams every year. I think that was stupid for them not to do that.
Yeah.
Very, very dumb. ACC and Big 12. They've been pretty.
Kiss the hand of the Big 10, please.
I will give the Big 12 credit for putting together a functional conference when they very easily could have gone the way of the Pac-12. Like they were in pretty rough shape.
It looked like they were going to be eaten up and swallowed and like just like completely done.
Yeah, like they've got a legitimately pretty good conference still.
Yeah.
Like
and a fun conference.
It is a
very
fun conference. It is a fun conference.
If you were a college football fan, you would probably choose to watch the Big 12 every week because they have the most parity.
The Big 12 every week.
Yeah, they have the most parity in their league.
Fun styles, like it's a lot of fun out there in the Big 12.
It is fun. I mean, it does feel that way too because you can watch Utah play and you can watch them play against like Texas Tech and you'd be like, oh, these are almost like 2 different styles. I can kind of dig this. And then you watch Iowa State play and you're like, I mean, that's football.
That is technically speaking,
it is winning football.
Still football.
They win.
Rocco Becht is good.
Rocco
Becht is good. It's the reason I drafted him.
I'm
Pretty
so happy for you.
I am too, especially if he goes undefeated.
Who's your worst pick?
My worst pick?
Yeah, who's your worst pick? Jalen Daniels, but he's still over 20 points for you too.
I would say Jalen Daniels is balling.
Arch was a bad pick for us. He was number 1.
That's a tough one. That's a tough look.
Hey, listen, at least I didn't draft DJ Lagware and Cade Klubnik. Could you imagine? Imagine if I was that guy.
Aller might be my worst pick, honestly.
Not a stats guy this year.
No, not putting up great
stats.
Really
doing, but he'll get you some wins here in the next stretch.
Yeah, Rico, you don't have the graphic up still, do you? I'm trying to.
He'll get it. He'll get it here in a sec. Yeah, you just give him.
I don't remember the.
There you go. He got it.
Let's see.
Sorry, Rico.
My worst pick is
Carson Beck. No, Drew Aller. Yeah,
it's Aller.
Drew and Carson.
I mean, that's a pretty good draft. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest.
I still feel good about ours. I feel like we're gonna be doing okay.
Yeah, Arch needs to help you out a little bit here. Kevin Jennings actually might screw you.
Yeah, that's
Kevin Jennings and Miller Moss are rough.
That's a Rico. Miller Moss was it was a very last pick, so it was just one of those like, who do we look at? We were like, we feel good about Louisville. Let's take Miller Moss. I still feel confident that could help us out. I'm still trusting the process of Kevin Jennings.
You know who my last pick was?
Jalen Daniels.
Jalen Daniels.
Yeah, congrats.
He's tied for my second leading scorer.
Yeah, but remember when you were like, I don't want to pick him.
Oh, because the injuries. I was concerned about the injury history. It wasn't about the ball.
Who do you think Damon would take? Probably, obviously, he would not take Nico again.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
So, you know why he did it, too? It's just because I had been so hard on him the entire – like, I'd been so hard on Nico.
So, he just did a bit the whole time.
It wasn't – I mean, so he'll do that sometimes where he'll – like, if I, like, really dig my heels in on something, he'll go against me just because he doesn't want me to be right, which is fine.
Whatever.
Which is totally fine. But I think that's what happened with Nico. Is he was just I hammered him for the whole Tennessee exit, the whole thing, and he's like, I don't think it's the kid's fault. I'm betting on Nico, and he'd probably want that one back.
Yeah.
Sellers, I think, will be fine eventually. I think he'll end up putting up enough numbers that he's not going to feel bad about that. TK has to want Klubnik back, right?
Yeah. And KB, Austin Simmons obviously being injured can't predict that, so there's nothing wrong there. But Rico, do we have Jaden Maiava's points right? Is KB actually would he be in the lead? Maiava can't have just 2 points, can he?
I have no idea. We may have done that incorrectly.
I feel like he doesn't have 2 points. I don't know.
Either that or maybe it's hidden by the second number's hidden by the logos.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Because
I trust Rico. Rico's graphics are always right. They've never been wrong.
We've never been wrong once.
Nope.
Not a single time. Let's take a break here real quick. We will Isaac says he can't stop hate watching Colorado. It's fair.
Okay. All right.
That's fair, Isaac. I respect that. I respect a petty king. That's Austin. I'm Ravi. We will be right back with more Hurrdat Sports live here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill.
This September at Edwards Hyundai, lease the 2025 Hyundai Tucson SE all-wheel drive, starting at just $249 a month. Style, tech, and value that makes getting back to busy easier. Or upgrade to luxury SUV comfort with the 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy. Take $7,000 off MSRP on every remaining model in stock. Big savings, but only while they last. Back to busy means more Hyundai savings this September at Edwards. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Hyundai in Council Bluffs.
Yeah, I mean, passing broke down a little bit, and just thought we just got complacent. But yeah, I thought Campbell and Allie had a nice game today and came in and made a difference when they could, the ways that they can. It wasn't really about running a 6-2. It was about double sub. I think we're going to need that this year multiple times. I think we're going to need Allie. I think we're going to need Campbell. And I thought this was a great game to try that. It wasn't the intent to go 6-2, but I thought the opportunity presented itself, and then we wanted to stick with it and see if they could finish that second set off even though it was tight.
Imagine your first dream home and the feeling of walking inside for the first time. With Centrist Federal Credit Union's First Time Home Buyers program, you are at the doorstep of bringing your vision to life. Welcome home. From your neighborhood mortgage experts, Centrist Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's Austin. I'm Ravi here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, reminding you, go check out our friends over at Next Gen Male Medical. Now, if you're young like Austin, maybe you don't need it. Maybe you do. You never know. Everybody's got their own issues. But whatever you're going through, if you're not feeling 100% yourself, give them a call at Next Gen Male Medical, 614-9700. They'll help me lose a little bit more weight. Appreciate them with that. And get me on some peptides as well so I can recover a little bit better. You know, I know Austin gives me a hard time about all the tennis I play. You know, as you're getting older, it's hard on the body a little bit. You gotta recover a little bit faster. They're helping me out there. So give them a call, 402-614-9700. It's Next Gen Male Medical.
You ever get that tennis elbow?
So funny thing about tennis elbow, if your form's correct, you don't get tennis elbow.
Oh, wow. Okay, flex.
It's more of a, I mean, typically it's either a beginner's thing or if you've never corrected your form right. It's usually over gripping the racket. You got to keep a loose grip.
Oh, loose grip. Yeah,
loose grip is important.
I just had a lot of stress in the shoulders, just, carrying a lot of extra pressure on this.
Yeah.
Doing my thing. It's actually, I think I've kind of the same thing you were saying. TK would get this because he's a Smith machine, junkie, but
Big Smith machine
Big
guy.
Smith machine guy. Yeah. But I feel like I just have not great form right now because I'm trying to rework my squat form.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing low bar. You ever do low bar where you do it like across?
Yeah.
Not on the trap, but like you do it like underneath. Like
yeah, basically like across the shoulder blades a little bit. It's hard.
It's tough.
Yeah,
and the way that it brings your hands in like super far, like it's just that I can tell. I just did this. I can feel where I'm sore right there. It's tough. But
Yeah, I never really did the low bar. I heard it could be better, and I just could never get comfortable with it.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with it either.
So I just sat it right on top of the traps there.
Yeah. So, but what do you know? The problem is I lean too far forward. Got
Yeah.
the long femur. I got lean too far forward with it. So it makes it look like my form is bad. I don't think it's that bad, but every time I watch like a video of trying to like correct it, I hate how I look.
I think I have a drop that sums all of that up.
Yeah.
I mean, we keeping a book right now. We ass.
Okay. All right. I'm trying not to be ass, Shane. Trying not to be.
I mean, if you need me to break down the squat form, let me know.
We are a visual medium. Would you like to do it?
It's true. Let's get the video up right now. Let's get it up here.
We could do that's an underrated David meme. David from work.
Yeah.
He just likes to take people's form while sitting at the office and typing.
Yes.
And he just loves to correct them.
He does. Yeah, he does.
He does that to Rico. Rico's real bad.
I did.
You want to talk about his diet do habits?
Regular do habits.
Regular do habits.
Yes.
That man's a croucher over the computer.
Danger says Austin's doing good mornings, not squats. It sounds like.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we keeping a book right now. We ass.
I might be ass.
That's a really funny niche fitness joke. Hot Danger. I appreciate that. There was
I bend the knee, not the hip.
There was a guy. Yeah, it's not a hip hinge movement. Not a hip hinge movement.
Asian White. Did Austin just say he's tired from having to carry the show? That's not true. That's not what I said. If you knew all the things that are happening on this computer right now, people would give me more credit.
I mean, we keeping a book right now. We ass.
I might be.
Headley just said I just dropped a few grand on a cable machine at Smith machine.
The Smith machine's for when TK comes over.
Headley, if you need some more equipment, let me know. I've got a bunch that I bought for my home gym that I don't use anymore. So let me know if you need more stuff. I have a ton of plates. I have lots of stuff.
Where do you keep these? Just in the garage?
Yeah, I've got a lot of storage at my house.
Yeah.
I've got more space than I need for just two of us. So, well, and the dogs,
nice. Well,
but
the dogs, naturally.
But
the dogs have their own room?
Yeah, they have their own room.
Really?
Yeah.
They vibe?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
They sleep in our room, but like
naturally
they've got their own room to.
Like, hey, if you guys ever need time by yourselves,
yeah,
just go hang out up there.
It's like, my wife has her own room to kind of like, hey, decompress, like a little reading room and stuff like that. Mine's mostly my office, and then everybody's got their own like little corners of the house if you need a little alone time.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
it's all right. Everybody's separate corners.
Yeah, probably need that because usually like we have a basement that we like rarely use, but it's got a sectional couch, it's got the TV and everything. Like if we need it, actually that's where all my gaming systems are. So if I ever do game, I go down there, and whenever I do so, both Ava and Dr. Fiance are like, "Hey, what are you doing? Like, why are you so far away?" I just came down here to hang out by my lonesome. I'm just here hanging out. Like, why? Why do you do that?
Me and Headley are making deals.
Are you just doing
now.
A business decision right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're selling plates right now.
Headley, you can only pick it up in a McDonald's bag.
Yes, you have to bring me the cash in a McDonald's bag in a parking lot.
Bring
somewhere.
it to the show. Leave it outside the door.
Put it on the hubcap of my car. Go ahead. I don't even. No, put it on the wheel well, not hubcap.
Hubcap. Yeah.
Yeah, the wheel well. Yeah, no, I'll make a good deal. I'll make a good
Headley,
deal.
he's gonna do it. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll make a good deal for you.
Are they Olympic plates?
Yeah, they're Olympic. Yeah, nobody uses standard around here. Come on, bud. What are we doing?
What's the difference?
So an Olympic plate versus standard plate is the.
It's all right, Shane. It was a good question.
It's there's no other way to put it. It's the size of the hole.
Rico. Robbie's literally moving weight right now. Also, did you just say it's the size of the hole?
It is 100% the size of the hole.
Listen, I already got in trouble talking about anatomy earlier.
Whoa.
So I'm
talking about plates.
I said anatomy.
I'm talking about plates. An Olympic.
I might be. What's happening here?
An Olympic plate has a 2-inch hole. A standard plate has a 1-inch hole. It's the diameter of the bar that it goes onto. I don't know what to tell you. That's the actual difference. That's it. What?
Nothing. I'm keeping a buck right now.
Headley, I got a lot of plates, but
How many kilos are we talking?
Whatever.
This chat's now being monitored.
It's
for sure being monitored.
Rico says, "How dilated is your plates?"
Is that Next Gen Medical? Is that what this
I don't do it in centimeters. Anyway, Justin, I'm not going to read that, so we're just going to move.
You want me to again?
Yeah.
You want me to handle that?
Hey, say it. Just go ahead and say it.
Justin asked, Robbie, can you grip an Olympic plate from the raised part of the hole?
So I believe what he's talking about is there's like a grip challenge where if you've got an Olympic 45-pound plate, there is a part of the plate where the hole raises a bit, like a manhole cover a bit. And then some people can grab that part with just their fingertips and lift it up. I can't do it with a 45. At my best, I could do it with a 25, which is hard to do still. But 45 is like strongman stuff. That's pretty hard.
Rico's going just full medical right now.
Rico, knock it off.
Stop it.
Yeah, Asian White, you do have to keep the fingers on the rim of the hole on the plate. This is a weightlifting show.
I can't do this.
I wouldn't call it puckered, Todd. I would call it raised. I would call it raised. What happened? What happened here?
This is a good Tuesday show.
So speaking of 10, Nebraska.
Are you bringing it back to sports? How dare you? HowDareYou.com.
No, can I make it sports adjacent? I've had this on the rundown for 3 days.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm on the show, so we'll actually get through stuff you want to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, probably not, but
let me guess. Is this memorabilia?
Yes, it is.
Ha-ha!
So I saw on ESPN the other day or the internet or somewhere, I don't know, that a Tony Hawk skateboard that he used to perform the first 900, which is apparently a trick.
Well, you know what that is, right?
900? Yeah, it's like, what is it? It's 2.5?
Yeah, it's 900.
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah.
360, 720, 900. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 2.5 spinny thing. On a skateboard.
Bro's an athlete, man. Come on.
No, I love Tony Hawk. He also has very funny stuff on the internet.
He does.
Where people are always like, hey, you look a lot like Tony Hawk. Wonder what he's doing right now. And he's like, this.
Love Tony Hawk. Pro Skater 2, great game.
Oh, listen. Huge pro skater.
Huge pro skater.
Pro skater 2.
You'd never catch me on a skateboard. You could catch me on pro skater.
Absolutely.
2.
Yeah. I would. So skateboarding became very popular when I was in middle school. Like it had like another little resurgence. Right. So you had like the skater shoes and the skater culture and stuff like that.
You look like a Healy guy.
No, I wasn't. I was a basketball guy, so I was like the basketball shorts and stuff. I was wearing, like basketball shoes. I wasn't wearing skater shoes. But they had those like mini skateboards that you would use with your fingers.
Yeah, the kick flips. Yeah.
I wanted one of those more. I didn't want a skateboard. I just wanted to have one of the little kickflip fingerboards.
Yeah. There's a guy on TikTok that just does that on like random objects, like in nature, or just like
that was literally all of middle school. Was people just doing tricks with their mini finger skateboard? It became like a huge problem at school because people were doing it during class.
Mine were fidget spinners. Just get some of those.
Yeah, it's because you're much younger than I am.
Well, also because, our attention is much less younger generation. All right, sports memorabilia.
Here's my question. So this skateboard that he did the 900 on sold for $1.1 million, which seems like a lot for a skateboard, but also not my particular niche of memorabilia. Is there a piece, if you were just more fabulously wealthy than you already are?
Thank you.
What what is the piece of memorabilia that you would just blow an obscene amount of money on?
I've
assuming you're not mortgaging your house or anything for it, but you're just like, hey, I have a ton of money. I'm going to buy this stupid thing that I love.
Yeah, right. And it like I want it to be like niche too, right? Like I want it to
it wants to be
something.
like very specific. And cool.
Actually, so you know what's hilarious? You've had this on the rundown.
I swear to God,
Sunday night.
If it's a UNK football thing, I'm going to slap
you. It's
not.
No,
okay.
It's even better. So it's a UNK football thing. What? Can't have Jocelyn's headset from the Mineral Water Bowl?
No. Continue.
I do have that. Anyway, it's in my basement.
For free.
For free.
It's because you stole it.
I did. UNK went, where did this go? I went, I don't know. Anywho, so you've had this on the rundown since like Sunday night or maybe before, and I was like looking at it, and I knew you were going to ask it at some point because obviously we get to the topics when I'm on. But
some of them.
I couldn't think of what I wanted. It just came to me.
What is it?
When they tear down that part of the stadium, I need a South Stadium trough. I have to have that trough.
You want a urine trough?
Oh, yeah.
What's
I want a urine
with
trough.
you?
I want that thing.
What
bad.
is wrong with you?
Dude, I would do the math. I'd be like, do you know how many gallons of urine of Husker pee has been in this thing? I'd show my kids. I'd show their friends.
Would you like install it in your house as a working toilet?
Probably basement, yeah.
You'd almost have to. You can't just have it in the house.
Well, no, I'm not gonna like use it as like a seating bench. Like, I think I would use it like maybe I'd put it like on the outside as like a flower bed or something like that, and just like people be like, oh, that's really nice. Where'd that come from? Like, that's the South Stadium trough.
I thought you were gonna say as like an outside toilet, and I was like,
I was gonna say that, but that's real Western. That's real Western.
That's not a thing we do in Omaha, Austin.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of people don't go outside to use the bathroom. Not like I did in the trailer park. Much different. There's only one bathroom in that place.
You didn't have a bathroom in your trailer?
No, we had one. There's three of us there.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It is. So that's why you just go outside. Do your thing.
South Stadium trough would have come in handy.
That's what I'm saying.
Come in handy there.
So like I'm not gonna spend like $1 million on a South Stadium trough, but that is the one thing
you would spend more than you should.
I have been obsessed with that thing. Like from the minute Trev Alberts walked up and he said, "Well, you know what? It's gonna be expensive, but we gotta get rid of these troughs." I said, "I want a trough.
Give me one of them troughs.
I need a trough. Give me a
We
trough."
simply can't do that.
Whatever, Trev.
Yeah, I thought I had like a normal answer.
Oh, yeah, what was yours?
I want a Super Bowl helmet.
No.
Can I get Kyle Juszczyk's gloves from the game?
Big Kyle Juszczyk guy. No, one of the first things I thought of was I would have taken the Jordan 11s that he wears in Space Jam.
That's not as good as mine.
I think it's a lot less gross than yours.
Sweaty feet? Gross.
Actual,
not for me.
Millions of people peeing in it.
In the shoes?
I think I was thinking about the Space Jam Jordan 11s, like the ones he wore in the movie. That would be pretty sick.
That would be cool.
Would
you put those in like just a
like
glass
a display
container?
Case. Yeah, like a display case. First of all,
you get like the laser grid systems.
I don't think
way
MJ and I are wearing the same size, so probably not rocking those out to like work. Yeah, I would. There's a various number of different like pairs of Jordan shoes that I would get. Like the pair, I believe he's wearing a pair of 14s when he hits the game winner over Brian Russell. Like there's a bunch of them that I would get for like Jordan shoes. Another one that I had thought about is like the ball from the 2004 World Series, the last out, which Doug Minkiewicz stole for a while. He caught the ball at first base and just took it. He put it in his back pocket and just took it and was like, hey, I believe the story was, I'm going to use this to pay for my kid's college someday if the Red Sox want it back. He played for them for like 3 months. He was a trade deadline acquisition. But I was also like, Doug Minkiewicz, you've been making a Major League Baseball salary for quite a while now. You should probably be able to cover college yourself.
Yeah, if you just invest, brother. Come on now.
Florida State guy, by the way, Doug Minkiewicz, which
never mind. There goes that financial institution.
Wow. I heard Jameis is really good with his money.
Yeah, notably.
We don't know.
He is. I think his family doesn't live with him in New York. I can't remember where they are though.
No, they don't. I think he, on his various travels throughout the NFL, I think he's decided to keep his family stationary.
I think that they're in New Orleans. I think so. I think they've stayed in New Orleans.
Are they?
Yeah, because I think is he from New Orleans?
He's not from New Orleans. He is from Alabama.
Maybe they're there. I can't remember. I was listening to him on a show once.
He's from, I want to say he's from like a place called, I want to say it's Hueytown, Alabama.
That's pretty Jameis. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean,
that sounds about right.
My guy's a little country.
A little Western. I bet he's a trough guy.
A little bit rock and roll.
He's a trough guy.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Every day y'all go out on the road.
I did see a picture of him on TikTok throwing a touchdown pass with a clump of crab legs to a kid.
Game 7.
I love Jameis.
Which I thought was really funny.
The ball is out of your hands.
I love Jameis.
All right, we're going to talk to Mike Schaefer, Husker 24/7, coming up next.
Back to busy means Kia savings this September at Edwards Kia. Lease the 2026 Kia Sportage starting at just $299 a month, 36 months with zero do-it signing. Capability, comfort, and ready for back to busy. Or drive the 2026 Kia Seltos, lease starting at $279 a month, 36 months with zero do-it signing. Compact SUV, big value built for the season.
It pays to make the drive.
It pays to make the drive to Edwards Kia in Council Bluffs.
I'm sorry. We went good on good. We wanted to get back to just playing football. And that's something I think most people do during the bye weeks. Maybe the second bye week you rest up a little bit, but we understand that we have to. We're one of the top teams in the country throwing the ball. We're one of the top teams in the country at pass defense. We are not there running the football. We are not there stopping the run. And obviously, we talked about protecting setting the pocket. So there's areas that we need to get significantly better at, and I don't know how to get better at running the ball and stopping the run other than in practice. So we went good on good. We worked those things. We have a lot of D linemen getting a lot better. As I've said, I know it's just the football part of it. If a lot of the runs aren't necessarily always on the D line, they're on everybody. It takes all 11 guys to run the football and stop the run. That being said, I think everyone got better during the bye week and also had a chance to kind of catch their breath over the weekend. And they came back. They were ready to work last night. We're off today, and we'll get after it tomorrow.
Neighborhood, just down the street. With a wide variety of home equity products to help you create a relaxing oasis. So you can kick back and relax in comfort. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
They're a good group. They're a good offensive line, and they hit a bad day, and we didn't respond in the way. The interesting thing is I think we scored 17 of our points in the 2 minutes before the half. Now, obviously, one was a Hail Mary, but you still have to block people on a Hail Mary. And then the last drive of the game, right? And so when it was crucial time and it was like, hey, they're going to drop back and pass, like we were able to do it then. So, we're all going to get punched in the face. Some people whine about it. Some people cover up. Some people swing back. And so there were times where we swung back, but we didn't swing back nearly enough. And so they know what they need to do. That's a group of guys that love this university and love the football team and give everything they have. But we're going to face another big, powerful unit on both sides of the ball. Michigan State's offensive line and defensive line are going to come in here and try to push us around. And we have to be ready for that. So we went against each other last week, but now we got to go against another opponent. And so it's time that we get punched in the face. We can't cover up. We got to come out swinging. I know they're going to come out swinging, so I'm expecting us to.
Welcome back. Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's Austin. I'm Ravi here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Don't forget, on Tuesdays, kids eat free here with the purchase of an adult entree. Make sure you get out to either location in La Vista or in Gretna. We're here with our guy, Mike Schaefer from Husker 24/7. Schaefer, how are we doing this morning?
I am pretty good. Coming off of the bye weekend, got to watch a lot of college football, which makes me an expert. So I have many opinions that I am willing to share at any time, and they, of course, are 100% correct and could not be refuted by anything, really.
Okay, good, Schaefer. It sounds like you enjoyed your bye then.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I certainly enjoyed Saturday a lot more than Sunday morning when the Vikings went over to Europe and just completely didn't bring their football team or the right cleats, it seems.
Ooh,
so
cleats are important.
That it always astounds me as someone who watches an NFL team that primarily plays in a dome, and there's other teams in their division that play in a dome, that like when they go play outside, it's like watching a young child try to figure out what ice is. It's just amazing to me. Like it is, it shouldn't be as difficult as it is. And there's Jordan Addison not able to finish off what should have been a touchdown. There's Justin Jefferson slipping and falling. There's your defensive backs can't turn and run because they're playing on grass. So they're so used to turf. Whatever, just embarrassing performance. We don't have to spend any more time on the Vikings. So
the Carson Wentz statue is not going up soon, is what you're saying?
No, I on another media outlet here, I basically said Carson Wentz is reminding me a lot of the 2011 Viking season where they had Donovan McNabb, where you have this quarterback that's sort of a name, but he's a shell of what he used to be, and then he's also a moron. So it's sort of hard to win football games when they aren't physically gifted and mentally they might be behind almost everybody else in the league. So there's that.
I completely forgot
the Donovan McNabb experience.
That Donovan McNabb,
the worst quarterback I've ever seen in Minnesota.
He
turned so many 50-50 games into
too.
90-10 losses. Like it's just he was trash. Like it's hard for people to believe that I've watched some horrible quarterbacks. I would take Tavarius Jackson over Donovan McNabb.
Come on,
I would take Gus Frerotte over Donovan McNabb. I would take Kelly Holcomb over Donovan McNabb. I would take 2014 Matt Castle over Donovan McNabb. He was horrible.
I don't think a dude ever looked more
horrible
purple than Donovan McNabb. That guy looked like he was like, it's a rash on my skin. I don't like this.
Yeah, it's just garbage.
So we were asking this question. So I'm guessing the answer is not a Donovan McNabb Vikings jersey. But we were asking the question because somebody apparently paid $1 million for a Tony Hawk skateboard. And I was asking Austin the question, if he just had an absurd amount of money that he could blow on a piece of sports memorabilia, what would it be? He is disgusting, and he decided one of the troughs from South Stadium whenever they tear that down.
There's nothing wrong with that.
For some reason.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Is there a piece of memorabilia that you're like, yeah, if I had like FU money, I would blow some cash on that?
I don't know that there's like a great, because there's like stuff that I can already buy that doesn't cost that much money.
Mm-hmm.
I would love a Jose Ramirez worn jersey from a specific game or something like that. Like it's probably Jose Ramirez related, not just because they're playing here later today, but because he's far and away as an adult. Like as a kid, my favorite player was Randy Moss, and then he getting traded, and then you learn like your favorite players after that, you're going to be somewhat guarded with. Like I liked Adrian Peterson a lot, but it wasn't at the Moss level. I don't know that there's another athlete that's been at the Moss level since Jose Ramirez, but my infatuation with him is really like full disclosure, got an overnight shipped Jose Ramirez toddler size shirt for my son to wear tomorrow to daycare.
Nice.
Season for Cleveland, and he needs to go out with a bang. And it's just got Jose Ramirez not wearing a helmet, swinging a bat. Like, that's the shirt.
I love it.
Paid. There's no amount of money I wouldn't have paid so that my son could have that. Last year had a Randy Moss jersey as like an 8-month-old when football season started. So
love it.
I'm obviously an idiot, but I don't know that there's like a specific memorabilia piece because I want something championship related. And you guys may not know this, but Cleveland and Minnesota haven't brought a lot of titles back to my experience. Maybe it would be like maybe I go like something retro Sonics because I used to be a Seattle Sonics fan back when they existed. A huge Sean Kemp guy, Gary Payton. I don't know that I have anything that just stands out to me that I definitely would want.
You really strike me more as a Detlef Schrempf guy.
Joke or what? But I did like Brent Barry, if that counts for anything. When he
was it was just the funniest Sonics name I could come up with.
Nice, good move.
He was pretty good. I mean, it was all about Sean Kemp throwing down dunks when you're 7 years old, though. 100%. Like you're watching NBA, you're staying up, you're watching games. Sonics jerseys are cool.
They are.
Gary Payton's got maybe one of the best nicknames in sports. I don't think he gets enough love for like the nickname the glove was. I mean, I know Michael Jordan ruined the whole mystique of it with his stupid laugh during the Last Dance, but Gary Payton's nickname was outstanding. The Rainmaker for Sean Kemp, he was great. Or Rain Man, I don't remember what it was, but it was fantastic. Go Sonics.
Rain Man, I believe. Yeah, I believe that was the.
But I hate the Thunder. I didn't follow the Thunder. I hate them. I'm sad they won a title. Anyways.
All right. Is Schaefer back in? Where'd Schaefer go?
No, Schaefer's back there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll mute computer. Well, I just have to do it through here, I guess. So we do you have audio now? Can you hear us, guys?
Nope. There we go. Power's come back.
So I don't know the power.
That was the thing.
The power in the.
Are we good on audio here? I don't know what's going on.
The power in the building just went out.
Do I need to do this through my phone, or what do I need to do here?
I think we're okay now. Hold on, he said lose the headset, I think. Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
All right, we're going to take a quick break here and try. There it is. Are we back, Headley? Can you hear me? Okay, terrific.
Rico said he can hear us, yes.
All right, so
that's insane.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
good thing we got to all the Husker talk we needed with Schaefer. That's really good by us.
That we just lost all power in the restaurant. I hope there's not. I hope it's not Yeah, I hope it's not some.
Hope we're not in danger.
Yeah, I hope I don't know, some weird apocalyptic thing. I did hear there might be a government shutdown. I don't think that would afford.
Okay.
I don't.
Why gotta get political?
That's just no. It's just the thing that's on the table. I'm not making commentary on it. I'm just saying like it's a thing that might happen.
It's a possibility.
It's a thing that might happen, and I hope that I don't know why that would affect the lights at all, but you never know. Yeah, we should get some Verizon commercials in here with the "Can you hear me now?" Corey said that. I suppose we could try and get Schaefer back if we want to. I would love to talk more about Schaefer about things.
He was still in the stream too. I wonder what he talked about after we died.
Evan says, "Don't worry, the chat will take it from here."
Okay, chat. Hey, entertain yourself while you guys just hang out, and we'll figure it out.
Terrence says he's also in La Vista. They had a glitch there too.
Okay,
so
good to know.
It appears that this was not an isolated attack on us. That's good to know.
That'd be very funny though if they just completely. Our enemies are upon us. They're coming after us.
They finally caught up on the first hour when you're just dropping vulgarities, and they're like, "Austin, you're out."
Get out. Insane. That's my bad. It's probably Sasha. She probably cut a hard wire. She's like, we can't let him be on the air anymore.
Never again. Never again.
It's gonna be a joy to try to cut up.
Headley would like to know our top 3 favorite deli meats.
Ooh.
I enjoy
I'm a honey roasted turkey. Go there.
Oh God. Top 3?
Yeah, that's number 1. We got good protein.
Are the headphones working again? Okay.
Okay.
First of all, no.
Incorrect.
Absolutely not. We're going to switch over, guys, to headphones. And if you can't hear us, please let us. We're not going to do that.
All right, now we're back.
We're back again. It's terrific.
This is insane.
First of all, going turkey as a top 3 deli meat is absolutely bonkers.
Well, I'm not going ham.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not doing ham. I think we should be back again. Yeah, so no headphones.
How many times can we be back?
Guess who's back? Texas is back. No. Sorry, that's a Joe Testor thing.
Texas is back, folks.
They famously were not.
Should I just do my own drops?
Yeah, so I'm doing pastrami. I'm probably doing corned beef.
Oh, wow. You're getting real fancy with it.
And salami.
I do like the salami. See, I'm thinking like sandwich. That's right.
I am too. I am thinking a sandwich. Can you imagine a sandwich with corned beef, pastrami, and salami? Delicious.
It's fair.
Delicious sandwich.
I'm just a simple man. I'm just a simple man.
The simple doesn't have to mean wrong. Turkey?
I like turkey. What's wrong with turkey?
That's barely a deli meat. That's just a garbage bird. What are your other 2?
They are not a garbage bird.
Yeah, they are.
That's so.
Turkeys are the worst.
Turkeys are.
Turkeys are the worst. What's your backup? What's your number 2?
Jeez. Well, I'm not going to say roast beef now because you're just going to make fun of me for that.
Roast beef is fine.
Well, then I'm going roast beef too.
I'm a big.
I would also put pastrami.
I was big.
Corned beef was a good pick.
I love corned beef. I was a big. So I don't love prosciutto Haas. The texture of it isn't quite right. Is your mic unmuted?
I'm going to unmute it right now. I just got on.
Oh, you just got back on it. Yeah. So
back on the internet, folks.
The issue was he was literally here. You were literally hearing Austin through my mic.
Yes. Turn your sound off.
Okay. Well, I will. Jeez.
I need to yell.
I mean, God.
Amazing Daniel says pastrami, corned beef, capicolo.
Pancetta's good. Pancetta's good. I like a pancetta.
Just get real Italian with it.
I do. I mean, all the best deli meats are Italian. Like, let's be clear.
At least says Austin's on his white bread, turkey and government cheese classic.
I mean, the sandwich I'm picturing you making is like white bread, mustard, mayo, turkey, and that's about it. We can, yeah. We can give it a go. Are we capable of taking a break right now?
Okay, yeah.
Do I need to throw the media assets up, or can you do that? Do you have it, Shane?
Yeah, I can take it. Okay, yeah.
So take a break, and we'll see if we can get things rock and rolling again with the headphones. Appreciate you guys hanging in with us here as we deal with some technical difficulties. All right, we'll be back in a minute here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Lease the 2025 Nissan Sentra starting at just $275 a month with 0 down. Style, efficiency, and savings made simple at Edwards Nissan. Or sign and drive the 2026 Nissan Rogue Rock Creek, lease starting at $409 a month. Built for every adventure, backed by Edwards' trusted service and transparent deals. September savings mean Nissan deals at Edwards Nissan.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time recruiting, so I didn't get as much as I normally. Well, I saw some high school games, but I think watching. I think the message I said to our players is, how does Alabama go from losing the first game to then they beat Georgia, and how does Florida State go from beating Alabama and then losing to Virginia, and how does Illinois go from giving up 63 points, being 63-10, to then turning around and beating USC? And I think it's there's way more parity in college football than ever before. And B, it comes down to your mindset. You know what I mean? And so are you locked in and focused? And whereas, outside the building, you might hear a lot of people say, well, this team's this team's that. You really never know which version of that team's going to show up. You can only control yourself. And so making sure that our guys have the best version of ourselves showing up. I believe last year, Michigan State coming off the bye, they came out and they beat Iowa in Iowa City, which is a hard thing to do. That's a good football team. So Jonathan Smith is an excellent coach. They'll have their team ready. We have to have our team ready. And I think that's the biggest thing. And you saw a lot more close games going down to the wire, coming down to one play. And so in a game where, our game came down to probably one play, not saying we're a play away, but came down to one play, our guys have to make sure that they're ready to play so every player can chase their one play and aggregate, 20, 30 better plays.
Centris Federal Credit Union, we understand that the journey of building your own business typically starts with modest beginnings. With a little help from our team of experts and small business loan offerings, you can take your vision and transform it into a more concrete reality. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Test. Oh, okay.
Does this work? No. All right.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah, we're gonna get an echo if we've got the
Okay. So we got to take these off.
All right, no headsets.
All right. No headsets.
No headsets. We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
Do it live.
All right. So what was your question?
My question, see, I got to speak loud now. So I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at.
Why are you yelling at me?
Well, because I can't turn on my computer mic now.
Because it'll echo.
Because then it'll echo.
Okay.
Then we have to shout into your computer.
Shout at my computer.
Okay.
It's fine.
So,
Everything's fine.
so Tim,
Shane, tell Steve we might need to reschedule.
that's probably safe.
I don't know that a guest is going to work today.
So we talked a little bit about with Brett, the offensive tackle being out for Michigan State.
Yep.
Seems like a pretty big deal, and it seems like a great opportunity. We talked about this on Hail Varsity postgame last week during the bye week edition, that I was waiting for kind of the top like defensive player to step up. You mentioned Ciancia, right? This feels like a Williams-Winnari eats someone alive game.
Yeah.
Because it's starting to turn that way, right?
Yes. I think Williams-Winnari and Deshaun McCullough.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I'm looking at pretty aggressively here. I think Winnari's getting better every week, every snap, he's getting better all the time. I've been really impressed with him. Seems like Coach Rule's really impressed with him as well from the audio we heard over the press conference yesterday. I also think that, I've been really impressed with Deshaun McCullough for the whole year, basically. I think he's going to play really well, and I think they can move him around a little bit so that you can I think you're going to have an opportunity to get him matched up against a left side of that offensive line that is going to be a little bit of a problem for Michigan State. So yeah. I don't know that it was a huge strength anyway. I was looking through some of their PFF grades.
Yeah, not fantastic.
No, not on the blocking side of things. Their center's really good. But in terms of their other, like their guards in particular, are pretty rough. And then they've got one of their other tackles, I believe it is not. Yeah, so Ramil is their best tackle by far, and he's the one that's going to be out. So you're going to have a new offensive lineman, three bad offensive linemen, and then a good center. So, listen, I'm not saying this is a gimme or anything like that. I'm still surprised that the line is what it is. I do think there's going to be some opportunities here for Nebraska's defensive line.
Well, and I think there's going to be opportunities for the pass defense, too, to really showcase how good they are, because in a perfect world and how Nebraska probably wants us to set up, Nebraska gets the ball first and puts Michigan State behind early.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to run the quarterback if you're going to be down multiple scores. And if Nebraska takes care of their business really in the first quarter, this is Nebraska's perfect game, right? Because then their pass defense, which has been pretty excellent so far, is able to take advantage. Maybe they can make some big opportune plays. And then the defensive line can feast against an offensive line that's not up to snuff.
Yeah.
So really, I kind of see this now as it grows. I can convince myself of ways that it becomes, that 10-plus margin we see with the spread. But I just don't know if you can actually, if you can firmly feel that through 4 quarters of play, if Nebraska doesn't have the opening possession and they don't score right away. I feel like it has to be Nebraska taking the lead early and taking it to Michigan State to force them into really what they don't want to be doing against Nebraska's defense.
Yeah, I don't know that it has to be. I don't think it has to be a quick start for Nebraska. What I do think is, regardless of how it starts, this is going to be a real test for Nebraska's kind of lane integrity on defense, both rushing the ball against the run and against as the pass rush. Because a couple different things that I noticed from Michigan State. Number one, a lot of outside zone with cutbacks, right? Mm-hmm. So got to keep your lane integrity, got to know your assignments and stay in your assignments with a lot of outside zone with cutbacks. The other thing is Childs is really mobile. I think he's a better scrambler than Underwood. in terms of staying in the pocket to make plays with his arm still.
Where do you put him to Sorsby?
Again, probably a better scrambler to throw.
Yeah.
I think
he's not a mobile quarterback. He's like a playmaking quarterback, right?
He's going to run too, and there's some design runs. His design runs and scrambles are about 50-50 split of what he's been doing this year. I will say, I think he might be more dynamic of a runner. Like he's a little bit more elusive, I think.
Right.
I don't know if that makes him a better runner. I think Sorsby is really hard to tackle just because of how big he is. Like he's basically a big linebacker, a small DN playing quarterback at like 6'3", 240. Like he's a big guy. It's like trying to tackle a tight end. Childs isn't that. Like he's a little bit bigger than he was last year, but he's not that. So I do think there's some elusiveness there and maybe like dynamic running ability that Underwood and Sorsby didn't have. Overall, I mean, I know we didn't see it against Sorsby. I do think Sorsby's a better passer than Childs. Childs has his moments. He's going to be inconsistent, especially down the field. I think if you force him to make multiple throws over the course of a drive, that's probably where you're going to have success. Again, it's honestly very similar to the Michigan game plan, where I think you just tackle them and make them snap it again, which Nebraska was able to do most of the time, except for the 3 explosive plays. But for Michigan State, I really do think it's a make them snap it again. You're going to give up a couple things here and there to Childs, or the running back Frazier is not bad either. Nick Marsh as a wide receiver is really good. I think that'll be an interesting matchup for the secondary. I wonder if they'll just have Cia Wright follow him around, if they'll keep Cia Wright on one side of the field. I don't really know what they prefer to do there. So that'll be interesting to see as well. But I think the big difference here is you can really get Michigan State with over the top.
So am I wrong in thinking that this is a chance for Nebraska, especially just defensive line, to show maybe their ceiling, especially in conference play? Because we saw what they can do against like Akron and Houston Christian, and it's hard to judge like where they are competitively with other Power 4 programs, where they are in the Big Ten. But when you go against kind of a hampered offensive line, one that's not performing very well per their PFF grades and such, it feels like it's a really good chance to say, okay, this is the best that they can play. And if we don't see that, or if you don't see what you think their potential is, does that reevaluate where they are for you?
So no, it doesn't. I do think this is an opportunity to show. Obviously, I've been high on the defensive line since the offseason. I do think this is an opportunity for them to show their playmaking in a way that they haven't always yet, with a hampered offensive line. An offensive line that I actually think, if I'm being totally honest, I think is worse than their PFF grades even are, because I think Childs bails them out of a lot of things with his mobility. And I don't think the PFF grades are accurately reflecting how often that they're getting beat one-on-one on the offensive line. I think that because of his mobility and his ability to buy himself time and keep his eyes downfield and run out of pressure, I don't think that the PFF grades are accurately reflecting the fact that they're getting beat on one-on-one a lot, whether it's on runs or on pass plays. I do think the cutbacks are going to be a thing I'm really watching for a lot. They do, like I said, they run a lot of outside zone, and that creates a lot of cutback lanes if you're not being disciplined. If you are being disciplined, there's not a lot there usually. So the games I watched were Boston College and USC. I rewatched those again last night. Honestly, there was a lot of things that USC did offensively that I think Nebraska can replicate. Whether it's the over-the-top passing game where they would just kind of lose guys, like Michigan State would just kind of lose guys as they would try and pass them off from defender to defender on the back end. They would just get lost. And so a lot of times, especially on, I don't know what it's like a deep over, because it's not really as sharp as a post.
Right.
The deep over where they just kind of like drag deep across the middle of the field. Those came open a lot against both teams, against Boston College and against USC. And Boston College is bad, as Brett said. So there were definitely some plays there. It was 27 regulation points. I know it ends up being 40, but 27 regulation points, which I think is a better barometer of what the defense actually is. But I mean, 27 points against BC is really bad. That's not a good football team.
Well, and then you look at what Nebraska provides in just all of their skill position talent. I think we can say affirmatively through 4 weeks of the season and 4 games that we've seen, Nebraska's skill positions are maybe one of the more elite position groups in the conference.
Yeah.
I mean, just in terms of depth and how many characters that they have, like as part of that entire unit in pass catching ability. We even saw Heinrich Harper get it, right? At the very end, being able to add that touchdown in against Michigan. If you have that many layers against a pass defense that is sus at best, I think you have a chance for probably some big play opportunities like you had mentioned. But I wonder if maybe Michigan State's going to try to do the Cincinnati route and just be like, hey, you got to beat us dinking and dunking. And that's going to be, I think, more of a chance to say, okay, well, we're going to see Dylan throw the ball maybe 40 times because he's going to do short out routes and shorter pass plays and different flats and that sort of stuff. But I want to see the pass catchers use that dynamic playmaking ability. I feel like this is a big Ja'Cory Barney game.
Yeah, because, to break tackles and get out.
Yeah. And if they're going to say like, okay, well, we can't play you one-on-one, so we're just not going to give it the big play, and we're going to try to frustrate you in your pass game and try to force you into your own mistakes, it's going to come down to the playmakers making plays. So Emmett Johnson out of the backfield, Ja'Cory Barney, and even Luke Lindenmeyer, really.
So the thing for me is, I think you're right. I think Michigan State wants to play defense like that. I don't think they're very good at executing it.
Yeah.
So from what I saw against both Boston College and against USC, like they try and sort of stay in the shell. Here's the problem, though. They bite on fakes really hard. At least that was in week 2 and then week 4. So maybe they fix it over the bye week. But whether, especially against USC, I noticed this a ton. Whether it was RPO, whether it was play action, a traditional play action, or whether it was screen game, Michigan State's defense bites hard. And so that's, I think, why you get those guys that just get lost when they're getting passed off on like deep posts or overs. Is I think they keep their eyes on the backfield too much. They get sucked in by whatever's happening. They seem super susceptible to eye candy from what I noticed. Like the orbit motions, all the clearing out of the backfield, bringing back guys back in like they do with Emmett Johnson all the time. Michigan State seems super susceptible to not having good enough eye discipline to not get sucked in by whatever action, either pre or post snap, that USC especially was getting them into.
Yeah. And you're saying this about a USC team. Obviously, Lincoln Riley is a quarterback guru, and he's the quarterback whisperer. But they have a quarterback, Jaden Maiava, that is nowhere close to the cerebral ability of Dylan Raiola.
I would agree 100%. It's more mobile.
Yeah.
But they really didn't use that against him. They had one touchdown on what looked like a zone read that Maiava kept it, went around the right side, and was able to score there. I think we saw that a couple games ago where he got a first down that way. I think Dylan's mobile enough to keep you honest that way. They didn't Maiava had a couple scrambles that were impressive, but for the most part, they didn't use like Maiava mobility as a design part of the game, and they didn't really need to. I think from a precision passing standpoint, yes, Dylan is much better. Intermediate routes were open constantly. And then again, when they got sucked in by eye candy or RPO action, things like that, I thought they really, really struggled to stay disciplined on where their eyes were supposed to be. Again, maybe that's something they fixed in the bye week, but they got cooked by that by USC. And there was, whether it was wide receiver or I know with Wayman Jordan, they've got a really good running back at USC, but he is second in the league in rushing, and Emmett Johnson is third. So like we're not, listen, Wayman Jordan's probably a better back, but it's not like we're talking a huge gap in terms of productivity so far this year between USC's back and Nebraska. So I think that'll be interesting. I think you may see a lot of, like you said, Ja'Cory Barney in some of those screen actions. And then I'll be honest, I said this 2 weeks ago. I didn't see him quite as much after the first quarter as I wanted to. I think this could be a big Mosey game.
Yeah.
Like his versatility, if you're throwing a lot of eye candy and different things at a Michigan State defense that isn't really good at staying disciplined, I think a guy like Mosey can be really useful.
Are you taking that off of Rule saying yesterday that they figured out number 2 for their running back?
I thought that before, but that solidified it for me.
So you think he's saying Mosey?
Well, so I don't know that Mosey's number 2 in running back because he's sort of gone hybrid since Bonner got hurt, right? So I don't know that he meant number 2 in terms of, he did say it kind of strange and like, hey, we're going to do some different things and you'll see how it looks. So that sort of made me think it might be Mosey. I don't think he's going to be a number 2 back in the traditional sense of like, hey, yeah, we're trying to get him 12 carries a game. Because I do think they feel like they need to use him in the slot game quite a bit too, unless somebody like Quinn Clark has stepped up a lot in a way that, or Cortez Mills, he did bring up Cortez Mills as well, has stepped up in a way that they feel like they can be comfortable moving Mosey back from the Bonner spot back into the backfield.
Can I ask you just a philosophical question more for this game?
Always.
So
I'm between two lines when it comes to this, right? For how you evaluate this game, because it feels like, from what I came into, really Saturday, Sunday, even Monday morning, I thought that this was more of a prove-it game for Nebraska. I know you kind of said it that way, but the spread the way it is, now that there's an injury on the offensive line, you dive a little bit more into the numbers, and even hearing what Brett had to say just about from the national perspective of Michigan State comparative to Nebraska, is this more of a get-right game for Nebraska, or is it still a prove-it game?
Yeah, I don't think it's a get-right game. I think it is. I think I've said this since the offseason. I think we learned more about Nebraska against Michigan State than we do against Michigan. I just think whatever happened against Michigan, whether that was going to be a win or obviously it ended up being a loss, I think you learn a lot about your team coming back against what I do think Michigan State has their problems. They are still 3-1, and I mean that's a Big Ten team that I think is a lot better than they were last year. I think that's a place where you can learn a lot about your team against a quality Big Ten opponent, coming off of a loss, coming off of a big emotional game with Michigan. I don't think it's a get-right game. I think it's a game Nebraska needs to get, but I don't think it's like a get-right game is like Northwestern or UCLA in my mind. Like Michigan State's not that. I'm still surprised by the spread of this game. I really am.
Yeah, and I will continually be shocked because even Brett had mentioned that it got up to 12. That he had it like in his projections that it's like a 12-point win for Nebraska.
His projections are at 14.
Yeah.
Is what he said. It's 11.5, 12 at books right now. Right. He's got his at 14, which is crazy. Like
obviously I can see where Nebraska wins this game by 14 points, but when you talk about a 14-point win, that feels even bigger. Like when you're projecting a 14-point win, it feels like it's a much more significant margin than what they would win by.
It's weird to be favored by that much.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw a world, and I know people thought I was crazy. I saw a world where Nebraska could have beat Michigan by 14. I certainly would have been stunned if the line was 10.5 points or 11.5 points at this juncture. Like I think there's a big difference between I think Nebraska could win by 2 touchdowns, and they're favored by almost 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like that's a very different thing to me because, I mean. When you look at, DB says this all the time, right? And I usually lose because he's better at this than I am. When he sees a line that doesn't make sense, he goes, Vegas knows something. And I go, I know better. I'll take the free money. And he usually wins. When I see a line that doesn't make sense, this line doesn't make sense to me. 11.5 points. Like I thought 6.5. I thought Nebraska just under the key number of a touchdown favorite. That was going into it. I was pretty confident it was going to be in that neighborhood, somewhere between 6.5 and 7.5. To come out at 10.5 and then raise to 11.5, which means bettors did not think 10.5 was enough. That to me is a huge, like blinking red lights, like, hey, Vegas is on to something here. That to me is the biggest indicator of, I think Nebraska's matchup here is maybe better than I thought it was. And especially on the pass defense, like Michigan State's pass defense has been a little rough.
And maybe it's that part of the game that it's almost a half helmet game, right? Because Michigan State, I think I have scars from watching the Michigan State teams of before with D'Antonio and the way that they've been able to play and kind of the way that they bully certain opponents and they always play up to certain teams. That Michigan State team is long gone, right? That program is several years back to where they are now. But I think that there's a part of it that for me, now looking in and what we're talking about and what we've like kind of dove into the numbers of just what it looks like, whether it's the PFF grades or actual statistical analysis and everything too, Nebraska has advantages on every single capacity on the board right now. And I think it's just tough for me to wrap my mind around because the past few games being Cincinnati or being like Michigan, like the real competitive Power 4 conference teams, you couldn't even say that for those 2 games. Obviously, Nebraska lost to Michigan, but you don't want to put Michigan State in the same bargain bin as Akron and Houston Christian, but it's almost getting closer to that because of the way Nebraska just appears to have the favored position almost at every single spot on the field.
I would say it's pretty close to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
In how I view them. And maybe Cincinnati ends up being better than Michigan State, but like there were a couple spots, specifically defensive tackle. Dante Corleone's better than anybody Nebraska had on defensive line. Is that the way it's going to end up at the end of the year? I don't know. But right now, when they played especially, Dante Corleone was better than anybody had on the Nebraska line. I think Nick Marsh at wide receiver might be the best receiver on the field for Michigan State. Nick Marsh is really good. Their receivers in general are really good. Now, that happens to be a place of strength for Nebraska at receiver, and the defensive backs happen to be a place of strength for Nebraska as well. So I do think it helps a lot that probably the biggest strength for Michigan State goes up against, I would say, if it's not Dillon, the biggest strength for Nebraska in their pass defense, right? Like that's a big advantage for Nebraska in the way this is a matchup favoring thing for Nebraska. But you're right, at every other spot, their defensive line is not scary, I don't think. Their offensive line, as we mentioned, has had its struggles and is banged up now. And I mean, Childs is probably the next closest, but he's not Dillon. More dynamic as a runner for sure, but I'll take Dillon over Childs any day of the week. Frazier's a nice back. I'll take Ima Johnson. Like I don't know. Outside a receiver, that's probably the only spot that I can say.
But you even said it yourself that, yeah, they have the number one receiver, that if you compared it to, who's one for Nebraska, Dane Key probably. So you'd say like Dane Key to Marsh, you'd probably pick Marsh. But yeah, if you take receiving core, you're probably at best you're saying a wash, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, their receiving core is really good. Like I think it's like it's McCray. I think is really good, and then number 3, whose name is escaping me right now. Look at me, I sound like such a coach. Yeah, it's 6, 3, and 4 are the guys that I really like. Yeah, it's I believe it's McCray and Omar. There's an Omar in here. I can't remember his name right now. But it's Omari Kelly, Nick Marsh, and Christian McCray. They're all pretty good. Like they really are. Yeah. And so if you're giving me 3 for 3 and I'm going those 3 against Key, Hunter, and Barney, Marsh probably is the best of the 3. The other ones are probably a wash. So it's close. I mean, It's certainly close. The problem is Nebraska, even if, let's say Michigan State's a little bit better at wide receiver than Nebraska is overall. Nebraska's way better at defensive back than Michigan State is. So
the receivers aren't playing the receivers.
Yes,
so,
right.
Yeah, the advantage goes to Nebraska because of the defensive backs they're playing.
The advantage goes to Nebraska's receivers, even though Michigan State's group, I could make the argument, is a little better.
Yeah.
The defensive backs are so much worse, or have been so much worse up to this point, that Nebraska's receivers are going to have a clear advantage there, which I think is, that's huge.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break here. We'll come back and wrap up the show. Apparently doing this old school style with just laptop mics. It's working. People can hear us.
Thanks for sticking with us, chat.
We're online still. We appreciate you guys. We'll be back more Hurrdat Sports Live.
Lease the 2025 Nissan Sentra starting at just $275 a month with 0 down. Style, efficiency, and savings made simple at Edwards Nissan. Or sign and drive the 2026 Nissan Rogue Rock Creek. Lease starting at $409 a month. Built for every adventure, backed by Edwards' trusted service and transparent deals. September savings mean Nissan deals at Edwards Nissan.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time recruiting, so I didn't get as much as I normally. I saw some high school games, but I think watching. I think the message I said to our players is, how does Alabama go from losing the first game to then they beat Georgia, and how does Florida State go from beating Alabama and then losing to Virginia, and how does Illinois go from giving up 63 points, being 63-10, to then turning around and beating USC? And I think it's there's way more parity in college football than ever before. And B, it comes down to your mindset, you know what I mean? And so are you locked in and focused? And whereas, outside the building, you might hear a lot of people say, well, this team's this team's that. You really never know which version of that team's going to show up. You can only control yourself. And so making sure that our guys have the best version of ourselves showing up. I believe last year, Michigan State coming off the bye, they came out and they beat Iowa. In Iowa City, which is a hard thing to do. That's a good football team. So Jonathan Smith is an excellent coach. They'll have their team ready. We have to have our team ready. And I think that's the biggest thing. And you saw a lot more close games going down to the wire, coming down to one play. And so in a game where, our game came down to probably one play, not saying we're a play away, but came down to one play, our guys have to make sure that they're ready to play so every player can chase their one play and aggregate, 20, 30 better plays.
Centris Federal Credit Union, we understand that the journey of building your own business typically starts with modest beginnings. With a little help from our team of experts and small business loan offerings, you can take your vision and transform it into a more concrete reality. Centris Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
I mean, if he'd like called you like the N-word or something, you wouldn't have said it.
No, I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah. As ready as we'll ever be.
Do we try with headsets?
No.
Oh, we're back now? Need it.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. I'm sure they're proud to be sponsors of this today.
Doing great. Doing great.
As we get through. Hot mic.
Hot mic. Well, Shane brought us back early while we were talking about,
other things.
My commentary from earlier, which was not great. I trusted you. I trust, like, you told me, you're like, just say it. And I was like, okay. And then I did. And I told a story about someone said something to me. I didn't say it. I was KO'd.
I thought it was gonna just be like a run-of-the-mill curse word. I assume if it had been like a slur or something, I'd be like, no, just say it. I don't feel like you would have done that.
No.
Okay, so use a little judgment on yourself here.
Is it that bad?
I don't think. I don't know.
You're just shocked to hear.
It's not what I was expecting at all. I mean,
well, maybe we've introduced new vocabulary to the show.
Probably not.
That's probably the first time it's been said, right? Like,
yeah, like I don't.
More or less.
I'm just Todd.
No, Todd. No, Todd.
Yeah, like if that had been said, I assume you wouldn't have repeated that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, I like my job. Like. I'm not.
No, not secretly, Headley. Austin.
Whoa, Headley.
Austin can swear.
No, I swear a lot. I do.
He stays swearing.
I do.
He do be swearing.
Yeah. Sailor.
Grandpa
was in the Navy.
There is something that I think I might want to do. It wasn't the C word. True.
Yeah, Scott, it wasn't that bad. You're right, Scott. I agree.
It just caught me off guard. That's not what I was expecting. I was expecting like a run of the mill F-bomb or something. Like I didn't.
I mean, the reaction you gave me wasn't disgust. It was definitely like you looked like I just like pulled my eye out though.
Yeah.
You were shocked.
I did not think it was going there. I guess I don't know like what the vernacular of like 2015 Scotts Bluff was. Like that wasn't.
It was that.
It wasn't.
I remember we were like high school kids in 2015. Like
No, I get it. Like I was a high school kid in like 2001 to 5. Like
playing pro skater too.
Some things were said that should not have been.
Exactly.
So we're
kids be dumb.
We're all learning. We're growing. And
Headley added, should have known when he wanted the communal potty from the board.
It just caught me off guard. That's all. I wasn't prepared for it.
No.
I wasn't. It's all right.
I had to start the show today before we even got going, like screaming because I just had to wake myself up. I am fully awake.
You did.
I'm ready to rock.
I thought you were gonna like rip a smelling salt or something and just do like do the ammonias.
I could do that.
I've never done that.
Really?
Well, I've never like been into it. I've tried them before.
Okay.
It's a very big thing in like the powerlifting community.
Yeah.
I was never a fan. I like to be calm when I lift. I'm not a big psych myself up guy. I'm just like to be kind of in like a place of zen, just like go do it,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get all jacked up. I'm just like, hey, let's just I'm either strong enough or I'm not.
I'm always for that too. Like even though I'm high energy a lot of the times, I'm always interested when people like have to get screaming and slapped and stuff to like get going for any type of event or something like that. Like I'm just, let me be me, get in my rhythm, get in my groove, and I'll go.
What it bothered me the most was when people would do it in training.
Yeah.
Like I get it if you're in a competition, you're like, hey, I need that little bit extra, right? But people would do it all the time in training. They do like the slaps on the back to kind of get the blood flowing,
That's so weird.
Or they would they do the ammonia or whatever before every set. And I'm like, man, like I get that you're trying to kind of push yourself and whatever, but I want to be strong enough on my worst days to lift the weight that I'm trying to to lift, right? So that was always a big thing for me. And I think apparently Julian Edelman's a big fan of the smelling salts.
That makes sense, yeah.
According to Dank Coyote, or Coyote, as some people say it.
It is a yote. Dank, are you a coyote or are you a coyote?
Coyote. I'm a coyote guy.
There's
myself.
some coyotes out there.
Coyote.
Too. Yeah, it's coyote.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you're the Western Nebraska pronunciation.
That sounds like it should be the normal vernacular, though.
I don't know. I really don't know. It's
You don't
always
think, like,
it's always been coyote.
If someone in Western Drawl walked up to you and they were like, "You saw them coyotes out there," or if they were like, "You saw them coyotes out there," which one sounds more right?
I mean, yeah, with the drawl, it sounds better with coyotes.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like if I say it in a normal voice or in a non-drawl voice, not to make anything normal versus not normal, if I say it in my non-drawl voice and I say coyote, I feel like it sounds weirder when I say it.
Yeah.
Like, what? I mean, there's no alternative pronunciations to like lopers, are there? Lopes?
No, sorry. We're getting into a part of this conversation that I think we could digress and it could get very, very weird. So let's not get there. Let's just stick to our yotes.
No, you don't want to?
No. I need
Dank says it depends on who I'm trying to impress.
Secret agent Dank Coyote.
Headley says I like to use a Far East accent. Okay. Headley. I don't
like Far East Movement, familiar with the band?
Oh, yeah.
Like a G6.
Yeah. Big G6 guy, huh?
Yeah. Was that an airplane? I have no idea.
I think so. I think it's a reference.
Oh, a car.
They're not referring to the Pontiac, Shane. They're referring to a private plane. Sure? I'm positive that rappers are not flexing on people, being like, check out my mid-sized, moderately priced Pontiac.
Oh, Shane just shouting from no one can hear him. Just literally shouting from clouds.
It's a car. I'm almost positive they're not like, man, check out this cheaper version of the GTO.
Cruising down the street in my G6. Funny.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't think the G6s are. I don't think the Pontiac G6 wasn't there. Listen, I liked a Pontiac back in the day. I had a Bonneville. My first car was a Pontiac Bonneville.
Nice.
Not hating on Pontiacs.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people. Actually, more people writing rap lyrics about Bonnevilles than G6s for sure.
Fair. Yeah.
There was the Bonneville had a moment.
Yeah.
It was in like the 70s, so well before I had mine. But
I was a Chrysler Sebring, my first car.
That makes
sense. Had no radio.
That makes sense. My radio busted in my Bonneville too.
Yeah.
It was sad.
Very sad.
Just had
I did the old cup, phone in the cup, iPod in the cup. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a tape deck.
Whoa.
I was driving pre-iPhone by several years, so it's not an option.
I do miss the household features because we used to have these in every room in the house where the dresser drawers or like the chest drawers that had the big open space for your like CD decks that you could like have 8 CDs in.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd have like a TV remote where you could play one. Those were exquisite. I wish I had more of those.
Yeah, no, a bunch of my friends, that's how you knew your friends had like the nice sound systems, when they had like the little remote and they had like the faceplate on the thing. And then you had the subwoofers that sounded terrible, but you always thought it was the coolest thing in the world. You're like, oh, he's got subs.
Subs are dumb.
Oh, yeah, they're really dumb. Everything sounds terrible.
Yes.
Sounds very, very bad. Okay, so Chris, he's weighing in on the coyote thing, but he just keeps spelling it coyote, so I don't know how you're pronouncing it.
As someone who has killed hundreds of coyotes in Western Nebraska, it is coyote. Thanks, Chris.
He didn't put any emphasis on any of the syllables, so he just kept
That's funny.
Listen, it's cool that you found it with less. We love less. Your spelling did not tell me how you're pronouncing it. I need to give me like a double E at the end if it's coyote.
No, I say a potato, like potato. That's how I say it.
I say it like potato, No, I say it like tomato.
Headley says coyote.
See, that's
coyote.
That's I think the different version. I don't know what's happening. I don't
We got to end this show before I cancel myself.
You're definitely going to end up getting canceled here.
Bill's going to be like, step into my office, please.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough day.
When
he walked in here, I did get nervous because I thought he was here for me.
I get nervous every time he walks in here, every single time. At least
Rico, it's pen, not pen.
I think I can shed some light on this pan situation here.
You got gum in your ear.
Yeah.
That was the same look you gave me when I uttered my phrase was the same look you gave DB when you heard that. Because you went.
It's when people catch me off guard, I got a face, That's it's like, I just saw a coyote face. I think that's the show for today.
Yeah, this was the most off-season show we've had in the middle of a game week.
I think we should stop talking immediately. That's Austin. I'm Ravi. We will be back tomorrow. I think we're gonna try and troubleshoot the headphones so we don't have so Austin doesn't have to shout at me.
Sorry.
At my laptop.
Sorry if I was shouting at you, chat.
It's the car.
Chad, just Shane's yelling.
Thanks for hanging in there with us today, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Hurrdat Sports Live.